Do I sip beer weird? When I watch
only at the end, it's like you think you have sunglasses on.
So you like hold them. Do I always do that?
A lot.
That's right. That's it. I actually do have like a psychosis where I think like if you put them on your head and then you like shake your head, you're like oh, and then they aren't there, and you're like oh okay, but you'll spend the next 3 days worrying about your like you bump your head and like no, not my fucking expensive glasses.
Killer shades, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, we're going
Market fucking zero.
Well, I really liked my barber here, but you know, like convenience and everything. I have to get haircuts on weekdays. I didn't decide to get I wanted a haircut for me. I still I consider myself basically Rosa Parks, by refusing to get a haircut at Army. But no one noticed. No one even. They refused to even say anything, which is like the worst. They were just like, bleep me. Didn't get his haircut, and
and I was standing in the back of the formation. You could just see his hair just wild in the front.
Also, like a bunch of other people didn't do it, and they're not protesting shit. They're just lazy.
I actually talked to
no one cares.
Talked to our barber about it today. He's like, "Yeah, I don't think he's cutting his hair."
Yeah,
I was like, "Well, you might see him." He said he was thinking about it.
So back to the mustache today, when I just couldn't handle my hair anymore, I just felt like I was Chewbacca. And he asked if I wanted a mustache trim, and I wasn't used to that. I said, "This is my first mustache. It's going to go away real soon."
I didn't know you could grow one that good. I've never seen you have one.
Well, thanks for saying it's good, but I'm disappointed.
I mean, I shaved my face and got a mustache in solidarity because I thought, like, you would show up with a mustache.
But you got those beautiful brown hairs. They actually look like a mustache.
I'm going to leave a mustache for tomorrow. It's not much of one, but it's something, you know.
I mean, even though we're allowed to have mustaches, it just seems like more of a, like, it's the Adama thing.
I think our mustaches are similar in quality. Mine's just darker, so you can probably see it.
I actually thought about going to like Just for Men beard.
stains
like,
skin,
like jet black Italian.
There's a Sharpie over there.
Just like faint from all the fumes on my face. Or just like, anyway, though, he asked if I wanted to trim, and I was probably told him too much because I was like, that's just like a fucking joke. And he's like, well, what do you mean? Did you lose a bet? And I'm like, no, it's just like I work at this place and like everybody's really pissy and we're just kind of not having it. He's like, the reserves? The reason you're getting your haircut? I'm like, well, yeah, I guess so, yeah. And he's like, well, what's that about? And we ended up in this fucking, like the rest of the haircut was like a big discussion about pulling out of Afghanistan poorly. And like, I'm like, I must look like such a dumbass. It's like somehow fucking up Afghanistan, you know, ruining thousands of lives, wasting billions of dollars, equates to me wanting a messy mustache. You know, it's like, oh, this kid's really sticking it to the man. He has a shitty mustache on his face, like, you know. But yeah, and then he's like I said, well, I don't even like how I look, and he's like, well, I think you look fine. You don't look, you know, like when I grow a mustache, I look like a pedophile, or, you know. And he's like, well, I don't really mean to say it like that. I mean. Well, like a molester. Those are identical. I don't know. Like, and,
which one's classier?
Yeah. And I was
not
like,
well versed on that, but
he's molestering me.
It turned into this big discussion. I was like, well, I don't think you look like that. And I'm like, well, I feel like I look like that, you know. And I was like, or maybe like one of them, like somebody mailing bombs, you know. And he just kind of stops, like. You're a funny guy. And I was like, I've never made a barber laugh. Like, we've heard it all, you know? But, so yeah, that's the mustache thing. And what I really want to do is, if anybody asks me about it, I just want to be like, well, I was worried somebody would want to ride, you know, and I wouldn't have one.
Is that the story, then, that you made me wait till we started this?
No, there's real drama.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to try not...
Is it too spicy for the
No, we don't have to say any specifics, and unless they're like a good detective and they watch your other episodes, they're gonna figure out what we're talking about. But that's okay. I don't care anymore. But the reserves, one of the soldiers that doesn't want to be vaccinated was refused the lodging in kind money.
Oh,
excuse me, and the mileage gas money, whatever that one is. I don't think I ever had that one, but
DTS. It's through DTS.
So there's a more basic one that's just like hey, if you got to drive to drill pretty far, we give you gas money.
So they're
it's
going
like
that,
only like 50 miles worth.
They're going that far with it, huh?
Yeah, they denied it to him because he's unvaccinated, which they are not denying the religious exemption kids. But technically, he's still supposed to go to drill. Like, he'll be AWOL with yous, to my understanding so far. You know, it's just kind of hearsay because his squad leader and another squad leader told me, you know. But anyway, so tomorrow, the 3 of us, maybe the 4 of us, whoever's around, you know, are writing the colonel and whatever and the congressman and IG and
I'll get it on
Christy
that.
Gnome.
I want it on that action.
Yeah. When they asked if I'd help, and I was like, well, I'm going to pace around really pissed off and try and, like, send you guys good vibes because I can't write anything. Yeah. I don't know. Like, you guys could email me it, and I'll forward it from you to. I'll send it too, you know.
As long as we don't, like, get on the news and gripe about it, I think we're kind of in the clear to do what we want, all right?
Well, I mean, as long as we don't.
Agree?
I mean,
even then, if we're professional about it.
Yeah, if you're actually, you know, saying a real gripe and not just fucking shit talking.
Well, the way Sean.
I mean, I want to.
Shane said it. It was discrimination. I see it his way. I'm not a lawyer, but I am just mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. I bought yellow tinted glasses.
I don't know how they get away with that shit. Like, you're gonna still force it. You're not kicked out yet. The paperwork's not through. And
you're expected to attend.
You're expected to attend. They're just not gonna. Yeah. What's next? They're gonna force you to go, but they're gonna withhold your drill pay.
The way Sean described it was a hardship expense that they're not providing him, and I know our boss and the captain and stuff. I know they're already on his side. I'm not trying to take my fight to them, but yeah, I got a big chip on my shoulder about that stuff. It's just one more thing, you know.
So is this like a problem at the battalion level, or is this something that's like coming down from the Pentagon now?
I would assume it's battalion.
SARC?
Probably the Octagon.
Yeah, the Octagon. Oh, we have to get our fucking phones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice table piece.
Yeah, it'd be cool if we had like cutaways where kind of like Crowder does. I mean, I don't want to just copy Crowder, but where there's like, it's like, oh, the red phone's flashing, and it cuts away, and there's something funny, like a montage or whatever, and it's like, now it's time for, you know.
Save that shit for season 2.
Yeah.
Also, I was looking at how we're titling these videos, like the S1 episode 3 or episode 4.
Well, I mean, that was you.
Well, he's the one.
I think I am the reason for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which is fine because it's like, I mean, if we get to 400 episodes, it can be a 400 episode season.
I was thinking about this on the drive. I was thinking about this on the drive. I'm like, when does the season end? I'm like,
it never ends.
I'm like,
we should switch.
What if we shoot?
What
if we shoot for the longest season that's ever been made? 4 years in the running, one season.
Yeah.
Season 1, episode 97,000.
Well, I mean, I
think once we get to like, if we ever get to 400, then we should start doing season 2, episode 1. And then the next one will be season 3 episode.
Yeah. Well, after season 1, episode 400, we should switch to like the British format and have series 1, season 1. Or wait, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember how they do it.
It's funny how like
the metric way.
Speaking of Crowder, it's funny how he got like removed from YouTube, and then like just I think it was yesterday posted that like coming back video that he always does. You know, it's like I'm coming and hell's coming with me. That fucking video.
Yeah.
Those guys are talented.
I love energy like that.
I know.
I just love that like when the Grinch brings Christmas back.
Yeah.
You know, like. You know, Maximus lifts up his sword, and it's just like, this is it. Let's kill these poor Germans that, for some reason, were up here. Let's kill them. And then he wins the battle, and then a bunch of other shit happens, and he dies and goes with his family in Spanish heaven, even though he's Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fucking lost.
Oh, hey, so a couple years ago, Shoney said I should watch Lost in Space.
Yeah.
And I finally watched it.
Is it okay?
It's pretty good. You know, there's a lot of mysteries. It actually reminded me a lot of.
I haven't seen the new season.
It's a lot like that show Lost, except it's set in space. Sorry.
I did watch the first 2 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett today. Because I'm a shill who still hasn't canceled Disney.
Yeah, I watched the first one.
Eric's
no, we steal it from someone else. I don't pay for it.
It's not bad.
Fuck yeah.
It's not bad. They brought in a little too much humor, I think, in comparison to The
Oh.
Mandalorian.
Yeah,
But it's funny.
it's.
I mean, it's good.
It's definitely worth a watch.
You kind of watch it and you're just like, okay, you're supposed to be like, I'm trying not to spoil this because this is all in the trailer
Yeah.
stuff anyway. But like,
Think about
it's
it.
like,
It could be worse.
Well,
I saw a trailer for the 3rd season of Star Trek Discovery, and I wanted to puke.
I'm pretty proud of myself. I haven't watched a single episode
Why
of that
is
shit.
there like,
well, garbage is taking itself down though.
it's
CW's out
it's
of
like
money.
dumb humor.
But anyway, sorry.
Oh, I think I know what you can talk about.
Well, I was gonna say Boba Fett is like replacing like the role of Jabba the Hutt on Tatooine, or trying to.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, as like
30
a
years
kingpin.
later.
To me, he's like
Yeah.
timeless. I mean,
But
I know
he's got,
Leia
like,
chokes him out, but
He's got like 2 goons, you know, and like
Yeah.
no fucking
Actually-
backup whatsoever.
oh, dude, it'd be funny, like just like how they brought Boba Fett back from the Sarlacc. If
Mhm.
like there's a show, it's like the Book of Jabba, and he's like. "Wah." And it says, "I'm into this," you know. And,
Wanna win me
Yeah.
or some shit.
You wanna one
Yeah.
guy girls to choke me. You know? But I just feel like Jabba's always been there and always will be there. Like you forget these characters die.
Yeah.
You know, like
There's a new Star Wars game coming out too. Star Wars Eclipse. It's at some point. I saw a trailer for it. Badass trailer. It's just a cinematic. There's no gameplay. I don't really know what it's about. It's probably
sounds
one
like
of
you're
those
gonna love
story-driven
it.
games. I'm probably gonna hate it. Like every goddamn game that I buy, I'm excited for. And then
No, you liked Skyrim.
Sky
yeah, but
Odyssey.
that shit gets old though. I mean, I
spaceships in
Destiny.
No Man's
Destiny
Land.
Space Land.
No Man's
Sky. No Man's Sky.
I was so excited for that, and that was such a letdown.
Yeah, that's why
It
we're
was
making
such
fun
a
of you.
Plus, I'm not very good at
You weren't
this.
excited.
You-
You were certain.
You don't.
Yeah.
You were
the
certain.
pun-
You
I
said,
will.
I'm going to
I
love
will.
this game.
I know.
This game.
I
You said you'd love your bamboo pillow. You said you'd love
Oh.
Sky Odyssey, No Man's Sky
Mhm.
planet. What else did Shoney fuck up? Oh shit!
Yeah.
Sorry.
What else?
No, another name censor.
Oh, you've
Uh,
been saying that for
I don't know.
episodes now.
His protein
Heck,
intake.
if I comment on her videos, they'll know my name because I don't know how to
You
change my
remember
name
that one time
Oh.
where
on YouTube.
where Nick had been taking protein for like 2 months, and then he redid his math, and he's like, "I've been taking 10 times the amount of protein I ever take."
Yeah, that was one of them. It's like farting up storms.
There's
When the
no
chicken
reason
breasts
you
are
should
free,
eat
you know.
a half a jar of peanut butter a day.
She
Yeah.
told my one coworker's kind of a dietitian, workout knowledgeable guy. I don't know. He studied it in school, and I told him that story. He's like, "What? That's hard to do." I'm like, "He did it." It's like from the horse's mouth. We all thought he was eating a lot of like chicken breast and powdered whey and stuff.
I was eating like 3 breasts a meal, you know,
Like
And, like-
14 hard-boiled eggs.
yeah,
a
and like
morning.
4 pieces of toast and peanut butter and
The
honey.
little
on it.
Indian guys wouldn't give you any more eggs. They're like, "We're all out." It's like, this guy comes.
No,
by.
we know that guy.
Well, then like we got back to Texas and how those fucking homeside defects work. It's like I got up there for breakfast that morning, and I was like, "Yeah, can I get 4 hard-boiled eggs?" And they're like, "You can have 2." And I was like, "Oh no, I think I asked for 6." And it's like, "No, I want 6. You can have 2." And I was like, "Oh no." It's like I'm gonna fucking die here, you know. I was so used to eating so
God.
much fucking food.
Everything. I just hate the military the whole way through. Like, send you to Bliss, and then it's like, okay, so this is a base for like crappy reserve units that are going overseas. So it's like, okay, well they got to eat, and it's like, okay, when they eat, we need to make a really bad system where they have to pull out their orders and hand transcribe like a 10-digit number from their
Yeah.
orders on a list. Everybody has to share, and then everybody has to spend that time fucking writing all their numbers. Just have your fucking dinner and leave.
It's like, can I just pay?
Can't
I'm
just use
fucking
your
hungry.
ID card.
You know.
Can't just give them a roster. Can't just print one and bring it with us. You know, like
Mhm.
stupid,
Nah.
fucking stupid.
Yeah, that
And they
place
wonder
was shit.
why the guy that opened up the Pizza Hut on post is a fucking millionaire.
Yeah, I feel bad for that crow that had like the broken toe. Crow or raven? I don't know what
Hmm.
birds are. There was that bird that we kept like giving chicken nuggets to,
I
and
don't
its
remember
foot was
I don't
kind of
remember
fucked
that
up.
at all.
Like they're really
Yeah.
friendly because everybody feeds them.
Yeah.
I remember
And,
the dumpster kitties.
Oh yeah,
I went
Oh, in
through.
Kuwait.
No, in Texas.
Oh,
I remember the
They
ones
lived in a
Kuwait.
storm sewer drain.
The wife and I, we went to a wedding and one of her friends' weddings in Minnesota a couple of years ago, and we went to a McDonald's, and there was a fucking. My wife is terrified of birds; she hates them, and there was this raven, like hopping in like the like underneath the awning there in the drive-through lane, and Britt's like, roll the windows up. He's gonna rob us, you know?
We're in a bad neighborhood.
Roll the windows up. Oh fuck, we laughed for a long time. That was a good one.
That's funny.
My wife
Yes,
can
it
be.
was.
She can be funny. Another show we watched recently. All 3 seasons so far is Yellowstone.
Oh yeah,
That show
I'm hearing a lot
fucking
about
kicks
that.
Yeah.
ass.
I
At least the
watched-
first 2 seasons were so
I
fucking
watched
good.
season 3 and 4, and
Wait,
I kind of
did you watch the first?
Wait,
there's 4.
4 you have to watch on Paramount right now.
You
It's
didn't
on
watch
Hulu.
season 1 or 2 first?
Oh, it's on Hulu. Oh, we're watching it on Peacock.
Oh, it's on Hulu.
It's
There's
the
too
only
many
good thing
fucking
on-
streaming
It's the only-
services.
well,
Yeah.
we're
Did I
kind
understand
of
that right?
stealing
You
it.
watched-
We're stealing it
you
from a
didn't
friend.
watch
but
season 1 and
letting
2?
us watch it.
No, because it's not on Hulu.
Oh,
Like
that's
I caught
ambitious.
it because I have Hulu Live, so I just like caught a marathon one day. Like
Mm.
there's fucking nothing.
I heard season
There's-
4 isn't as good. But-
Sorry.
Sorry, sorry.
So
It's not a mustache if you have a beard too.
yeah,
It's just
you have
facial
to listen
hair.
to mustaches. Precedent.
Mustache maketh the man.
And the mustache
So
taketh away.
I caught a marathon after making fun of the show for 4 years. Like it's a fucking soap opera set in Montana,
Mm.
and it absolutely is that. And like all the gun shit and like is completely wrong. And it's like there's no way they would ever get away with the murder in this episode either.
Are you talking about the same show?
Yes,
Okay,
Sounds
sorry,
a lot like that show.
but it makes you want to know what's
Yeah.
gonna happen next.
I mean, at the end of each episode, I'm like, "This is fucking the best show I've ever watched."
What's
but the
the-
gun stuff is fucking terrible, and so same with the ranching stuff. They get so much. You're
Oh,
watching,
yeah.
you're like, "Oh my god, this is not right."
What's that show about the detector, like sheriff in Montana? That
Longmire.
Longmire.
Mm.
It's a-
I think it's Wyoming.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought they were like
They're always the same in my head.
It's
north
similar-
of Billings.
it's a
Yeah, I don't know.
similar kind of show, you know.
Yeah.
I quit watching Longmire when they were trying to look for someone who murdered someone with a 45-70.
Yeah,
And they're like,
a sniper's weapon.
a sniper's weapon. They haven't made that since 1894.
It's like
Well,
whoever
there's-
you're coming up to, they're gonna be used to shooting snipers
Isn't it-
rifles.
Isn't it just astounding how like these production companies don't like have anyone that know anything about guns and their shows predominantly about people
Well,
that use
At
guns?
least they
I
do
just think
their
it's astounding
research,
that in
you
a
know, they
galaxy
don't.
don't
of
understand.
antiquated calibers you could have picked, like the Hunter in Jumanji that has like the 560 Nitro Supreme or whatever and can't get shells,
Yeah.
you know, and then they give him a USAS.
577.
I don't know if they
Whatever,
even say what it.
450. Like
Yeah,
the Martini cartridge.
I mean it was definitely something I never heard of for like a double rifle. That's great, you know.
Does Henry have a 45-70 or is it just?
I think so.
Henry has one. Marlin
Marlin.
has one. I think there's an AR chambered in 45-70.
Yeah.
out there.
It's
Marlin?
a beam gun.
Marlin?
Actually, it's not. They aren't. It's not like a rimmed 45-70. They made a. Well, I say that wrong. They made it have a casing. God damn it!
Rebated rim.
Rebated rim. Thank you. Yeah, the normal most bullets. They did that because
Oh.
obviously it couldn't feed a rimmed. I was like, because I was asking him all these questions. I was like, is it like in a Gaunt? Is it like fucking rims stacked like, you know? And he's like, no, it just works. Like you don't understand how it works. I'm like, and
It's got a show shot mag.
yeah. So the reality is it's not really 45-70. It's a very heavy 45-70,
Yeah.
you know, a 45-70 bullet, but the casing is a different casing.
Oh.
It's basically another round. You know?
Marlin makes theirs with like the. I mean, it looks like a fucking AR now. It's got like a handguard on it and
Marlin?
lever action, I think.
The Dark series.
Oh,
Mm.
I saw one recently.
That has
I
like
don't remember what it's
just
called though.
like the stock. Like
Is it like
this is a Marlin. This is
They-
black. This has like M-lock going out.
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
Yeah.
And then it has like the XS sights.
It's like the same as mine, right? Like
you
with
can
the
get
loop,
it 357
Yeah,
Win
big
Mag too.
loop, just
Yeah.
but tactical.
And
Yeah.
threaded.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
threaded.
threaded's really the big part because Midwest you can buy those rails anytime
Yeah.
you want.
I mean, it kind of, I don't know. It's like an awkward thing. Like you're looking for
if it locked.
an appropriate.
Screen locked.
There's some real comedy gold we might have raced.
No, it's still going.
Okay.
No one missed anything, James. You know that.
Yeah. I just want to apologize. Reed Hendricks was going to be our guest today, but
He went on a tirade.
Well,
but
I'm afraid he was busy. Also, he doesn't know we exist, and none of us know him, and there was no plan to get him here. So, I just want to apologize about that. We'll try and do better on the next guest.
I looked him up in the phone book, but I couldn't find him there.
That video you sent me, the one he posted, I think today or yesterday or whatever.
Oh,
I watched it. I flipped that on the TV as I was doing work at the house, and the wife just got home, and she's just like, "What the fuck is this guy going off about?" You know, I was like, the right kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
he's a fucking.
I am seriously surprised that he hasn't been removed.
I know.
You
I think he's just too low profile.
I think so.
I mean, we say dumb shit.
The left
I'm sure they'd remove us
the
if
left
we were...
would be after him, like, oh, he's inciting violence. You know, because that's
Yeah.
what like.
No, it's because no one's noticed. And
Yeah.
you have a big audience.
Man, does he go off?
Well, he's also unconnected. Like, you know, like small timers that know Crowder might get attention and then get banned.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like CIS is kind of in that
Yeah.
turf.
Yeah, because
But,
if Crowder said the same thing, he'd be instantly fucking
Yeah.
demonetized
But
and another strike. You know,
Reed's in this spot where he's so low profile, and then he comes from the gun community, not from the.
yeah,
Like, Crowder is not from the gun community. He just thinks that Walthers are good.
yeah.
You know.
He surprisingly when he did the breakdown for the Rittenhouse thing is like surprisingly doesn't know very like I don't know as much as you guys know, and I felt like I know a shit ton more about firearms than that guy does.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You know.
it's it's just I'm just babbling here too. Like Walthers are fine. Like
I am now a Walther owner.
Oh, you bought one, huh?
I got one for Christmas.
Now wait, is it the best firearm you ever owned? Like what?
It's one of the best pistols I've ever owned.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. We're in this situation where polymer handguns got better, and now all the polymer handguns are.
Well, I don't worry if they can see it. They can Google a picture, and I won't have my face in it. And
Is it
it'll be
the
a much
right
better picture?
Is it the right caliber?
What do you mean?
Like,
I think they only come in 9mm, don't they?
oh, I thought
It's a PDP.
Pop had a 1 in 40 cal.
No, he has a VP40.
Oh yeah, but I thought he had one of those in 40.
No, that one's 9.
Oh, okay. Because it'd be really funny if you were like, well, okay. So I have like this NPR story was on where this black guy was mad because he was half black and half white, and his white grandmother got him Dukes of Hazzard toy car, and his dad kept throwing it away because it was like racist, and he was like, well, in that grandma shit's like, she had to let my father know and stuff. I'm like, well, I mean, he says he loves Dukes of Hazzard, and I was like, maybe it's not that deep. Maybe she's like, oh, the kid likes toys from this show. It's like, you didn't throw away the A-Team van, you know. But anyway, a really passive-aggressive move would be to like get you a 40 cal.
Yeah,
You know,
it would.
like let you know.
And then I'd feel bad when I got rid of it.
Yeah. You know what's
But,
cool? 10 mil.
What optics should I put on there?
I mean, these
Probably-
Holosuns are.
I mean, I have one on my CZ.
I mean, that gun's so goddamn big. You could put the
The new
Acro
the new-
on.
Yeah, it wouldn't look
that's
out
what
of
I'm
place.
Kind of thinking.
I mean, it would look out of place, but not that bad.
because like
you know,
like I put the X300 on it the other day, and like that doesn't look like a giant light that
It's got
hangs
the
way
rail
out
on it.
and looks goofy.
Yeah.
what'd you say, Shawnee?
Oh, is this set up? Is that rail 4?
That's
No,
like a
it's a-
cover
it's
where
a cover.
where it would go.
Oh, I got you. It's already
Um,
milled.
Like
But-
I have to like email them or whatever, send something off with what footprint I want, and
Yeah,
they'll send me a free
like we said
plate.
on the last one,
Oh.
everything's fucking different.
I mean,
you know?
I mean, I know you guys actually have trigger time with those Holosuns, and I'm still trying to mill up my Glock one day. But I like the Holosun more than the Acro
It just
in real life. I mean, the Acro's great for what it does. It's just awful to carry and put up with up there. It's like,
battle wise, it doesn't. It seems like there's a lot of shit that could go wrong on here, like that little
The emitter.
the spot where the mud could
emitter,
stop
the
it.
emitter, and then this thin piece of plastic that's over top of the. I mean,
It
that
doesn't
doesn't
depend
that
on
doesn't
that,
matter.
right?
No,
Okay.
It's only if the battery's out. You know, it'll still
mean-
light. So
I mean, that was the appeal of the Acros. It was like the only dot sight that didn't depend on
It smells like you ate half a pound of summer sausage.
turkey.
I just smell
Yeah.
meat burp.
Yeah. Well,
I'd
Wolf
say-
done a bunch of sandwiches driving here.
Hmm.
So I didn't want to be hungry like last time. I had to eat Arby's before we started.
I had some venison roast before I got here, and fuck, I suck at cooking that shit. It's just
I ate microwave burritos.
I just can't fucking get deer right. You know, something about it. I can't get it to how I want it. It's always
I can't cook
fucking
anything.
dry as shit. I need to put more water in the fucking
You need like
slow cooker, I think.
this much of it sticking out.
Oh yeah, that's not what I did this time.
Yeah, that's why.
The only thing I've ever
And then
done
you put
is
it on
potatoes.
high for like 3 or 4 hours, and then you put it on low for the rest of the day.
I put like a
You cook steak exactly like I cook steak.
Oh, well, I mean, if you like steak rare, it's not hard to cook steak.
it was in there for
Oh,
like
you know,
6 hours.
One thing you do if you don't want it that rare, you do it like, I'm assuming I know you've cooked steak before. Is that what you still
Oh, yeah.
Pan fried.
Well, I actually just had a conversation with
then
my
you
mom
put it
about this.
in the pan in the oven for like 20 minutes.
Why?
Like if you don't want it rare.
Oh,
Like if you want it medium
yeah.
rare but
No,
seared.
actually, yeah, that just happened because Mom and Grandma didn't want them rare, and she did that, and I was like, oh, it never occurred to me. I thought you just fried it longer, you know.
Yeah.
But also, so we have this cat that's like developmentally disabled or whatever. Like his hips are kind of fused, and he sort of walks funny, like Forrest Gump. And it's not, you know, he's fine. He's happy. He has a great life, but he can't quite walk like a normal cat. He can't jump and shit. But just frying them in butter like I always do, and like smoked out the whole fucking top story of the house, and like opened the window and stuff. I'm like fanning it out, you know, and I already have this one smoke detector off the wall and stuff. And the cat's wandering around, like, wah! Wah! And I'm like, good, Eddie, good, fire detector cat. You know, it's like good self-awareness. You knew something was wrong. That, like, nobody else knew it. Grandma's just like couldn't give us a fuck with the cats. Like we're gonna die. You know, like.
The wife wants to get a Roomba for the new floor to keep it, you know, when the kid's born, so we don't have fucking dog hair. Like,
Sweep it.
well, we do that, but it's, you know, with Tucker, you got to sweep like twice a day to keep it under control.
Oh.
And I'm like, that dog is so terrified of a fucking vacuum. If he had one that was moving on its own, chasing him around the fucking house.
Come home and the Roomba's just chewed to pieces.
Yeah, just fucking.
Looks like the end of a BattleBots match.
Yeah.
What a wild show that was.
Yeah.
That's a great show. I still go back and just watch, like, we're going to engineer this thing to kill that other thing that other guy engineered.
It's just ridiculous too, like spinning fucking saw blades
Yeah.
and little fucking hook
Yeah.
things, you know? Like,
It was always the flipping ones that would just win.
or, no, what about that one with the, it had like the fucking saw blades going this way, but it had a ramp, so it like drove into him and lifted him into it. It just fucking blasted him across
Well,
the
I think
arena.
there's also some really bad ideas too. Like there's
Yeah.
that one that just spun and it had like maces outside it.
Yeah.
And they don't do shit. They just dent everything. It's like if you want the body shop to write you a big bill, that's the robot to pick. But if you want to win, it's like the worst choice. It just bangs on
It would
stuff.
have been
you
fucking
know?
fun to make one of those things, though. You know, that would have been the coolest part about that whole.
I always like the show because of the teams. When you'd see the teams, they were losers like me.
Yeah.
There was like just a bunch of fat kids that like they know they're going to be on TV and they couldn't even put on a shirt that wasn't like sweated out pits. You know,
Or you would just see the look of despair on their face from the thing that they just built for like the last year and a half is
Takes
just
like
laying in pieces.
in like 5 seconds.
And the controllers that they had were like the most elaborate
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
things.
It was
Like,
like
they're gonna
like
launch missiles and
10-way
shit.
RC controllers.
it was before all the stuff, like all the Arduino stuff we have now. You know, like back then it was you were kind of at the mercy of whatever Tyco made. Or,
Did you guys
or
ever
industrial
watch
products?
the remake that failed that came out like last year, the year before?
No.
Oh,
Oh, was that Netflix? I think I passed
watched,
by it somewhere.
I
didn't
watched the
watch it.
episodes on YouTube, but I don't know who actually produced it or who had the rights to it. But there was one that was like it was a flying one, like it was like a quadcopter with a flamethrower on it, and it would just fly above everything.
I'm
and
sure the
torch it.
FAA would like to hear about that.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I would watch?
Aviation's no joke.
Is like a redo of MXC.
God.
But not like all the like the wipeout and the dumb shit that they came out with, but like an actual funny
No, you know what I think?
new season of MXC.
I think the Japanese should just dub over the American version of Wipeout.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
That would
it's
be
already
fun.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they should dub over it with like Japanese guys that barely speak English, and they should just dub over it in English. You know, it's like.
It's like if you were just listening, it would just sound like white guys being racist.
Yeah, but they can't claim it, you know, because
Yeah.
it's just fucking, it's authentic.
That would be fun.
We gotta make like some cartoon faces to fill
I
in
know.
the,
I tried.
you know, like exactly like
Cowboy
Good Bad or
Bebop.
Bad does.
Oh yeah.
You know, they've got the secret.
I actually got an idea this
I
time.
don't think they'd be mad at us for ripping it off.
I have an idea this time for some cutscenes.
Okay.
We'll do after. So.
Could also just show like really patriotic shit.
Especially now that we got this
like
whole ensemble
eagle.
going on, I got some funny ideas.
Eagle holding a Barrett, you know. Oh, okay. All right. I have a grievance to air, or Festivus grievance. How come nobody will buy a paramotor with me? Not with me, but also buy one.
Well, I told my wife,
They
and
scare me.
Everyone's
doesn't want
fucking
me-
afraid of heights.
she don't want me to die. I would love to do it.
I'm not really.
They look
afraid
like
of
they're
heights.
gonna
I'm
cost
afraid
a
of
fortune.
like a motor strapped to my back and a parachute above me and nothing below me.
I mean, it is smart. The danger is the giant spinning fan that you can just reach back
Yeah.
into. But I mean, it's so cool. There's
It is
today
cool.
I was watching these guys in Montana. They were like cruising next to some big rock. I don't know what's good in Montana, but some big chunk of rock, like some canyon. And then they like landed on a little sandbar island and camped there in the night,
Mm.
and then flew off in the morning.
You can have me a beer.
What would you like, sir?
Surprise me, I think. I don't know.
Bush it is.
Oh, there still is Bush? Nah, I want something different. I always drink Bush.
It's a big decision.
Oh, that sounds good.
The banquet
Eric.
beer.
Are
Dang
you
it,
surprised?
Yellow Jacket. What?
Are you surprised?
Surprised at what?
Yellow Jacket
Did
says
you have
what?
this?
No, you
Why'd you call
told
Rita
them to
Yellow
surprise
Jacket?
you.
Oh.
Yeah. Paramotors.
They are cool.
Everybody-
you know, what scares me about those is like when you watch those, like this isn't paramotors, but like the windsurfing guys. You ever see that video where that guy gets like pulled up by that updraft, like fucking like 200 feet up in the air? He's like way the fuck up there, and then he slowly comes down back to the water. But I just imagine getting like driving one of those things and having something like just pull you way the fuck up, and then
Updrafts are a thing,
mess.
but I don't know. It seems like most of the people's shoots collapse when they do really senseless things.
Yeah.
Like there is some pretty cool aerobatic stuff people do. Like you can kind of do a axillary roll, which when they film it from their perspective, it doesn't seem like they're spinning much. But when you see it from the ground, it's just like they're just whipping in a corkscrew.
I'm good.
But you don't have to do that shit though.
I don't want to do that shit.
I think
there
it
was
would
a-
be super, super fun, but I get too comfortable doing stupid shit. Like, I'd be 10 minutes in, flying it for the first time, and be like, I'm a fucking pro! And
Yeah.
then die.
I can go left and I can go right.
I
You
guess
just don't take Leanna with you.
Yeah,
You know.
I get way too
Do you
careless.
remember that movie, the Jeff Daniels movie back? I think
No,
it came
no.
out in the '90s. It was called Fly Away Home. They
Oh.
drove those things in the. that
Yeah,
movie.
those are actually much more dangerous. But yeah,
Yeah,
those were I can't remember what the word
they
is.
were
for-
like a glider.
It was like the hang glider
Not-
with a
yeah.
motorized
Yeah,
setup.
it didn't have a
Oh.
parachute.
Yeah, rather than like the good thing about the parachute is if everything fails, you're just already in a fucking parachute.
You're not
Like,
gliding.
you
Trying to control.
and
the
you,
glide
they
with all
still
the weight.
a lot of people have a reserve still in case you collapse your chute. The other one's designed to open in a conventional like free fall, you know. But the wing thing is much easier to fuck up, you know, and it's if you have mechanical problems and it collapses, then you're screwed, you know. When like the parachute, it's like its integrity is demonstrated
I'll tell
because
you
it's
what.
up, you know, like
I'll be there to videotape your first ascent, you know, or descent,
Yeah.
whatever.
Possibly
Your
last.
last descent.
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna go to a class in Utah when I build up enough time off to actually go do stuff, like sometime in spring.
Mm.
But yeah, I purchased the motor and the wing.
I did not know you were this.
Oh, I didn't know you were this
Getting
far
into
along
it.
with it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not always windy here, you know.
Yeah.
So some of it's really cool though. They have this thing called the Icarus challenge where you go like cross country.
You fly into the sun.
It's like build your best airplane out of whack. You know, like
Popsicle sticks.
that is, it had not occurred to me how badly it went for Icarus. But I don't know, there's a lot of them in the UK, and the UK is awful. Like, those dudes are... Every video is them whining about shit that goes wrong in the UK, where it's like, oh, this farmer was mad at me. He didn't like me being over him, so I can't go there now. And I'm like, oh, you should go to America, where, number one, nobody whines, but also, like, hey, it's legal, you know? It's like, trespassing is apparently feet on the ground, you know, like,
You know my favorite
don't
thing?
go into airspace that planes need, you know?
My favorite thing about like drones becoming a thing and like Amazon using them to deliver shit is like all the fucking redneck Americans you hear. Like, I saw that thing delivering a package and I shot that fucking thing out of the sky. You know? It's just like tons
Skeet
of
shooting with
stories like
prizes.
that, you know?
Okay, so here's my terrible idea. Okay, skydiving's like expensive, you know? Like, if you want to learn to skydive, it's many thousands of dollars. And most of that money is insurance, and the rest of it's like getting someone to fly you up there to let you fall down. But like, if you have a friend with a paramotor, just sit in his lap, and they
just fall off the side.
like they can legally go to 15,000 feet, and I think they can actually typically go to like, I don't know about two of you. It's called the right way would be tandem. There's like this hang you down thing that so the two of you can actually ride together. But anyway, it's like just get up there on the cheap, you know. It's like 3 gallons of mower gas later, and you're skydiving, you know.
It's so comforting.
Two-stroke oil and some gas, you know. And then it's like, okay, I'll see you on the ground, bye. And then you just go free fall. You like get to be James Bond skydive.
I don't like this idea. You should write a will.
Yeah.
I did.
No
I told the Army where I want all my sports memorabilia sent. Fucking JAG
shit.
officer. It's like, son, you understand that a will isn't like in movies. Like, just tell us who gets your money.
Yeah.
You know, like, well, I don't have any money. Okay. Okay, no problem. You know.
I'm a private first class.
It's like
I do have a fatheads of John Elway. It's like,
I wonder how many folks like hire
Okay.
a lawyer to mediate a will and the guy dies and he's got like $5,000 worth of shit to pass off and then the fucking lawyer fees like
Yeah.
$10,000.
It's like,
you know?
well, I'll take that.
I can't comment about how I know any of the people I'm talking about, but I vaguely know this fella that got a DUI, and he decided to plead guilty under like whatever the
A plea agreement,
well, I mean, like,
a plea deal.
pleading guilty was the best course of action for him apparently, but he still paid for a lawyer, and
If you're gonna
I've never had a DUI, never really involved with anything like that, but it's just struck me and a lot of people I talk to as kind of silly, where it's like, do you need a lawyer if you're pleading guilty?
I think there's
Can't you just like?
I think there's like laws
Did he
that
just
there's
have
laws
one
that,
appointed to him for free by the
I think
state.
there's
You can
laws that-
represent yourself.
I think there's laws that probably protect you in those things, in those agreements, and you might not know what they are if you don't do the research. So people are probably more comfortable
I mean, I can understand that.
hiring
It just
a lawyer.
sounds like such a
Mhm.
like, I don't even know how to describe it.
Or like if
I
you
wish I wasn't on
plead,
camera.
plead,
Sound
guil-
like a
plead
dipshit.
guilty, the lawyer might be able to get you less time, things like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Though it does sound like those are just kind of I mean, he didn't hurt anybody. It sounds like a very textbook one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I think losing his license for 6 months or something. I don't know. But anyway, new subject. That was a boring subject. Yeah, Lost in Space has a very cyclical format. Like, in every
It's
episode.
like poetry. They
They-
rhyme.
Okay, so in the first season, their spaceship crash lands on a planet, and they have to do some shit to figure out how to get their spaceship out of the ice, And then eventually they find all the other people from the spaceship, because it's not just a family, there's like a ton of people.
Mhm.
That's what was so dumb about the movie, is they just send a family, like not smart people.
Yeah.
Anyway, they find all the other people that make the mission legitimate, and then like 8 episodes later or whatever, they go up to like the big spaceship with the warp drive that can haul all their little spaceships, and then they like bail out and have to leave it, and they end up alone again, and the big spaceship leaves, and they're like, oh shit, we're lost alone in space. And then
They didn't want to change the title.
well, magically that spaceship shows up and it does pick them up, and they're like, oh, thank God, we're still we can still survive. And like, this happens over and over again. It was like 3 or 4 seasons, and they just keep getting isolated. But then because that's not very good for stories, then they immediately find the rest of the people over and over and over again.
So it's not like they land on a planet and they're like, the air's breathable. And they all take off
that
their
happens.
helmets.
No, they do exactly that thing again, like
and then
everybody
they, like,
does.
Poke the thing, and like the thing goes, the shit goes into the guy's mouth, and
It isn't
and then
that
he turns
bad.
into, like a terrible alien.
They kind of have the TNG plot armor, where like really bad things happen, but it doesn't
No
hurt
one
them.
really gets hurt.
Yeah, and then there's like immediately a cure or whatever, whatever their problem is. They're like they use the power of math,
Yeah.
But generally speaking, though, like the threats are very, very, very big and troublesome. But yeah, in general they always work their way out in no time. It's not a bad show. The children acting in it do a really good job. Like compared to Jake Lloyd.
Yeah.
Really good.
Did you guys ever finish Battlestar Galactica?
I
never started.
did. Yes, I did.
I thought it. Remember that scene where Adama's shaving his mustache?
We talked about that 20
We talked
minutes
about
ago. We were having the mustache conversation. I
We
said,
also-
it's an
I
Adama thing.
I
We
missed
also
that
talked
in
about
the
it like
thing.
at least 1 or 2 podcasts ago.
Yeah.
When you guys do decide
Nick.
to shave your mustaches, well, I want to bring this up because I just had a thought. When you do decide to shave the mustaches off, it's like you guys should each videotape yourself, like slowly shaving it off,
I mean, one of
and
our
I can
videos
like
just,
montage it to some like really badass fucking music, Just slow.
no one cares about that soundtrack. We could probably steal the song. If
No, borrow
Bear McCready.
I need
it.
to
We'll
get some
give it back.
Yeah.
I need to get some software where I can like punch in that song and then like slightly change it.
Oh,
that
yeah.
The algorithm doesn't pick it up.
I downloaded some freeware.
GarageBand.
Can you change the?
I think you can do all kinds of shit.
Oh, I
on
think you
GarageBand.
can.
You can play like
I think you can. Yeah.
piano.
I don't really understand how
If
that.
it's, I don't even know if GarageBand is still supported or not.
Well, there's one like GarageBand that's free, but I didn't understand how to use it because I'm not musical. You had to like make beats.
What's a good way to download? Like
Some
if I,
sick beats.
where do you download your like movies and music from?
Uh,
Because like
I am not a pirate.
yeah, I can't
I
confess to
suppose you
anything,
can't do
but
that. But I'm saying
so 4K Video Downloader does YouTube videos, and then I have a thing which is only used for legitimate things that just goes like your HDMI comes out of the PlayStation into this thing and out of this thing and into the TV, and then you press record and it records it.
Like a VCR.
Yeah, it's a lot like a VCR.
that doesn't incriminate us if we don't.
No, I
put it
didn't
on-
say I
put
did it.
something on
I just
it.
said I could.
Gotcha.
I use
the
it for my
thing.
Twitch streaming, even though I don't have a Twitch or.
I was just curious because you see all these things online, like all these videos, and they're clearly using real music, but it's changed slightly, or it's slowed down.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well, like
it
the
doesn't quite
algorithm
sound
can't pick it
doesn't
up.
quite sound the same. It's like the it's almost like the key is off a little bit or something.
Vanilla Ice.
Dude, we should do a
No,
video.
he added an extra beat.
Yeah, he had an extra.
That lazy motherfucker.
Yeah. We should do a shooting video where it's like shooting to the worst free music on YouTube.
That
It's
would
like-
be funny.
God, it's like. And I'm like, who wrote
And
this?
it's way louder than
Yeah.
all of our audio, so
It's
we're
either-
talking to the camera and all you
I
hear
mean-
is like,
Yeah. Nick, I mean, it only comes. There's only like 3 songs. It's like Mumford and Sons sounding shit with no lyrics. It's just like it's every Mumford and Sons song. It's just strumming guitar that's like kind of wholesome, like something good's happening.
Yeah.
Like this orphan's got a home now or something. Dan whatever from Wendy's went and picked up an orphan and dropped him off on some farm upstate. Like, now you're free. Now you have a home, And there's really wholesome Mumford and Sons playing the whole time, or whatever, of Monsters and Men.
"Sir, this is a
Or
Wendy's restaurant."
Fucking not Lord.
Lord A.
Who's that girl that we like with
Billy Eyelash.
the-
William Eyelash.
Billiam.
Banks?
Banksy. No,
Banksy.
Banks.
Bill.
I don't-
Banksy's the artist.
I don't understand Billy Eyelash.
I don't either, but I listen to it.
Bill E. Eyelash.
I don't know if
William.
Bill. Wylash?
William Eyelash.
Yeah, it's weird. It not like weird is bad, but I don't get it.
It's alt.
Yeah,
For
it's,
people who don't like alt.
Yeah, exactly.
It's rap
Yeah.
for
What's-
people who don't like rap.
This is not a wrong statement.
I don't know if we're just getting old because I also think maybe this term has been around for a while. But I think I brought this up.
That's racist.
Is that racist?
Hey, well, actually,
What term are you talking about?
Based. What does that mean?
That's a Zoomer thing.
yeah,
Oh.
and I think it just means cool for
People
people.
are
like
using
us.
that like fucking like Crowder's using it now, and it's bugging me.
Oh,
You know,
I mean, I
it's
think it just means like not a
Like, you don't-
dipshit,
you
like
don't
not an
give a
AOC, you know, like,
You're cool because you don't care.
is that what
or
that
you
means?
care about the right
I don't-
things, and you don't care about bullshit.
It seems like every
Oh,
time
yeah.
they use it, I get more confused about what it means because it's
Yeah.
never like consistent.
There's so many things like that. There's this other cryptocurrency thing now. I don't know what it is, like NFTs or
I
something.
have no clue what
I
it
don't
is.
know what that is.
I understand that it's like a picture that says somehow worth something.
A thousand
Zero
words.
understanding.
I still don't
At
understand
least,
how
yeah.
crypto works. So
Dude,
I
Eric
don't
and I had a
understand
really
how
meta
it's
thing
mine.
at our
I don't-
apartment in up north. I had these like clear cellophane things you could slide pictures in with like a fridge magnet thing on the back,
Mhm.
and it just said a picture's worth 1,000 words. And I was too lazy to ever put a picture in.
Yeah.
So it was very like
That's
It's
just on the
so
fridge.
it
the
itself
entire
is a
time.
statement.
You've
Like,
never been to my grandma's house, but she has, at least she used to
with the stock photos in there,
have picture frames with like the stock photos that said like
Oh.
8x7 or 5x8 or whatever, and it was just some old timey picture. I'm like, who are these people? I don't know.
that's wonderful. That is really, I don't know. That's like a Tim and Eric thing or something. That's very good. I didn't know that bleep ass was a bad word.
Dumb.
You know, like the Southern guy in Fury.
oh yeah, that's why
Oh.
Is that? I didn't know that was a
bleeped it.
bad word.
Well, I didn't want to risk it.
Yeah,
I don't
bleep that
think it
shit.
Is it
I don't
bad
think
or
it
is
is.
it like race? Well,
I think
it's
it's
racist.
racist.
Well, see, that's the thing is, like-
is it
like-
racist?
People
I don't
from that
think
area
it's
don't
racist.
find it racist or bad, but people who don't understand where it's
Oh.
coming from or who it's for will think it is.
I
Well, I
thought
mean,
that
that's
was-
my
isn't that-
understanding
isn't that just equivalent to the N word?
Well,
I don't
I mean,
think
I
so.
think when you say ass after it, it means something else.
It's like
I don't know.
Louisiana redneck.
Actually,
wanna-
I mean, it
didn't
happens
wanna
in
risk
True
it.
Blood.
I didn't want to throw you under the bus, so I bleeped that shit.
Yeah, well, that's probably smart, but I mean, I'm just saying. I'm like Patton Oswalt here. It's like I didn't know Dave Chappelle hates trans people. I don't know. I thought it wasn't racist, but I don't know.
I mean,
It's good safety.
You know,
bleep.
Everyone
that's-
that I've met from down there, it's a term of endearment. Like it's what you call your friends when
Yeah,
you're
but
just fucking
Southerners
around.
are dumb as
Like-
fuck too. So
Like, hey douchebag, how have you been?
yeah,
That's the hardest thing because these things are pretty easy to edit. There's not much going on,
Yeah.
you know. That is the hardest part though, is having to listen through the full 2 hours waiting for
probably a
something
bunch
to
of
happen.
times. Well, what it made me think of when you did it was True Blood, where Woody Harrelson's like, I meant raccoons. You know, that was a good joke.
Yeah,
You know?
that last one was a fucking doozy to edit too. For some reason, like the last section of the video, I just couldn't get the audio to link up with the video, so I had to cut a section out of it, and it was the only way I could get it. I
noticed that.
was getting pissed.
When I horse around with DaVinci Resolve, the audio and video are connected,
Mhm.
and there's like this unlock button, and you can unlock them so that they.
No,
You know,
I put mine in separate anywhere, so I can do that.
Oh, okay.
But it's just because I got this file and then I got that file. But
Oh,
it's for some reason it was like a microsecond off, and I just
Yeah.
couldn't get them to line up. And then it started out okay, but like a few seconds in, nothing was tracking. So I don't know.
Oh.
I basically had to restart.
the reason I brought it up is because when you unlock them in DaVinci, it's like you click the lock again and it locks, but they're never together again.
Oh,
So it's like I've learned like if you unlock it, just fucking turn the program off and restart it.
I never-
'cause it's over.
I never
Otherwise,
do-
you got to move everything carefully to the same exact same timestamp.
I never do link mine, but there's a tool on here where you can select both and then you can move them and they don't change positions.
Oh, I mean, DaVinci does do that, but you'll
then
forget
another
to do it
hat.
every time. Yeah, I should finish that.
Yes.
That would be completely safe to put on our channel because no one has the IP to that.
Yeah.
I think
No.
the taxpayers own it or
Yeah.
something. But if we YouTube poop that, we'd be 100% in the clear. Nobody like, I don't know, fucking Boston Dynamics, whoever made it, they're not watching to make sure nobody pirates their stupid advice videos.
Mhm.
Like,
Plus,
yeah,
kind of,
we'll
it seems like
concentrate on that this
Your
January.
sand
it
table
seems like YouTube poops are
animated
kind
class.
Yeah.
Seems like YouTube poops are kind of in the clear anyway. Seems like they're kind of.
It's
Yeah.
fair use.
I mean, our favorite one, the
If you
Jurassic
edit
Park
it.
one, that one's basically a message to Viacom to go fuck itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I mean, it says Viacom.
yeah.
You know.
See, I have a big issue with my YouTube poops. There's a particular bird in my shoe I call Viacom. Get to the chopper.
Yeah.
I wish you could like interview those people. Like
Mhm.
that'd be a good guest. You know, actually they're probably awful. You're like you're nothing like we thought you would be. You suck. You're like a YouTube poop in person.
I feel like
you
I
know?
mentioned this story before, but I had this young, like 21-year-old coworker work on my crew over the last summer, and he's in the backseat of the truck listening to a YouTube poop, and I'm like, "What are you listening to?" And I kind of knew, I could tell what it was, and he's like, "Oh, there's this thing. You probably don't know what it is. It's like it's this thing I'm really into. They're called YouTube poops." And I was like, "He's like, you probably never heard of them." I was like, "No." And then I was like, and then I was like, no, I fucking love those things. And he said he thought they were new, like a new thing, and I'm like, they've been around for a long time.
Oh yeah.
It's
Some
like
of
a
our
long
favorite
time.
channels, like the videos were posted 12 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, we found it
when
in
we found them.
2012, I think, is when we started.
No.
We were stuck in
14,
the
15, maybe?
drill hall at one night, and I believe that's when.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it was
we
a long
started.
time ago. But
Yeah.
Was that the time we were racing the chairs down the hallway?
I still have a picture of Nick
There's so
holding
many
one
of
of
those
his
days.
boots as a steering wheel in an office chair and fucking Volcranes pushing you.
Did I have a helmet on too? And then
Or was
the
it the
picture that
time
I
we
have.
moved, like, we took everything in the break room on the countertop and mirrored it?
You know, there's so many pranks nobody even noticed.
Yeah.
Nobody
Like,
remember.
we took the couch and the two chairs and made it two chairs and a
Yeah.
couch.
we rearranged the shit. We even that night during the Tentcotcon, where the whole Tentcot thing came from. It's like we were like sneaking around, like low crawling, like zipping people up into
Yeah.
their
We're like
fucking
stack all
unclipping
And-
their
and-
tent cut so
and like
fall
tying
off.
them together and shit.
I can't say his name, but you guys like stacked all that shit on his. There's like he had to tunnel out.
Well, then we there was like six of us.
Four people.
Six of us jumped in Luke's fucking thing and then broke it.
Yeah.
And then he had to sleep on a broken
Snap.
tent. Got the whole fucking
It's so
time.
mean, but it's so funny. Like,
It's like
Oh,
sleeping in a
shit.
broken lawn chair.
yeah.
Oh man,
Those things are so fucking worthless.
the most
They're
drunk.
so fucking heavy. It's hard to move
And
around.
we never have them outside.
No.
Yeah.
They're always in another tent or in the drill hall.
It's like, do you want a slightly smaller room inside this smaller room?
Yeah.
In a really big room known
How-
as the outdoors?
How would you like a place to sleep you can't sit on? Like, because it's gonna hit you in the neck.
Yeah, you gotta like.
Yeah, it does like right in the neck.
And if
And
you
then there's
like
the-
tried to sit on the end, the whole thing would just go.
And
Yeah.
if you don't have a sleeping mat, even if you have the army one, you got those two bars that are right in the fucking way, like
Yeah,
yeah.
you
right
can't
your
sleep.
shoulder.
Impossible
Yeah.
to sleep on your side.
You know, terrible
Um,
design, but yeah.
I actually looking for our channel. I learned there's other tent cots.
Yeah,
There's
Garrett
like
has one.
REI and stuff make a probably good tent cot.
Garrett has a queen size tent cot.
Jesus.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
fucking wild.
Not just
I
a
don't
cot.
know if he still
a
does,
tent
but
cot?
he did. A tent cot.
Jeez.
How much does that weigh?
Probably a fuck ton.
Like you might as well just like shoulder carry a fucking pickup camper, pickup
Yeah.
box camper.
You know, the kind of twofold problem here is like it gets you off the ground, so or it's not twofold problem, but it gets you off the ground, so you'd assume it would keep you warm if you're on a cold surface. But then you got all that airflow that
you need
just
an
sucks the
air,
heat
you
out.
need
Yeah.
an air mattress
Yeah.
or something.
We've talked about this before, but that was my number one problem in Kuwait. Was I had that like crazy good sleeping bag, and then
Yeah.
everything
nothing
under
you.
me. Like if I put the sleeping bag under me, it would push down to like an 1/8 inch thick down.
You'd be
And then it was
better
just
off to
cold
sleep on the
anyway.
ground.
Yeah, yeah, that was not good. I was also worried there'd be like little scorpions or something in my
The-
stuff if I like let it.
The old
clothes
cots,
and stuff locked
the
up.
old cots were way more comfortable too to
Yeah.
sleep on.
Actually, those were old cots we had, but
Oh
that,
yeah, over
that
there
problem
we
was
did,
it had to do with the
Yeah.
fact that everybody was used to 130-degree desert, and it was like 60-degree AC like
Mhm.
ours. But now you don't have a mattress,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
So
You know, I found my grandfather in the garage had one of the old wooden framed ones.
your
Oh, I've
grandfather
got-
lives in the garage.
Yeah.
My dad has a few of those.
But I didn't take it because I didn't understand how to clean it. But all the entire canvas was just infested with mold. It was
Oh.
disappointing because everything else was in good shape. The wood was in good shape. You know,
Mm.
there was like little to no rust on any of the bolts or nothing
Vinegar.
for the mold.
Probably white vinegar would work.
It just
As long as it didn't
you don't want to take it.
No.
I mean,
No.
yeah.
The fibers are fragile. And
Like I
they
cleaned my
hold
floors
cotton.
with white vinegar and water.
I made beef jerky with white vinegar. And way too much
It's a
salt.
do-all.
Way.
Windex is basically white vinegar and food coloring.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was thinking like the pioneers
I
where
thought
they
it-
just
I thought
pack
it
meat and
tastes like-
salt, you know?
I thought it tastes like vinegar.
This is blue number 5.
Mambo number 5.
Yeah, that's a classic.
The old sexual harassment theme song.
No, I haven't watched Dune yet.
Oh,
I did watch your director's cut of.
you watched the whole
Untitled.
thing?
I watched the
I
whole
feel
thing.
bad. I
keep-
gave away the best pieces.
I just keep watching.
It was
the
still
ending.
great.
I keep
I
watching the
loved
end
it.
credit sequence, like when it cuts.
Yeah.
into it.
I just love it's like this really dignified movie about espionage and submarine combat,
I like.
and it's
taking-
like hard cut to crazy bitch.
I will like be taking a break from editing and like jump into that and just laugh. But I still haven't seen the new Matrix movie, and I don't.
I haven't.
Oh.
either. I
I'm gonna
watched-
seriously wait till it's out on the TV. That way,
I mean,
'cause
I
don't
watched
care
the
anymore.
half in the bag review, and that's about.
I have not
I-
watched it because I was like, I want to watch it because I don't really care about spoilers.
I feel like, spoilers aside, I feel like it'll give you a much better frame to watch it in.
Okay, did they hate it?
No,
Oh,
but so I'm the only person that saw it. I think
I haven't seen
Oh,
it.
okay. So I completely agree with them. Like,
I've been watching Downton Abbey instead.
oh.
it's an okay movie. It's not a good sequel to The Matrix. Like,
Yeah.
if you like the first Matrix for all these reasons,
Mhm.
it just completely drops that. And I'm sure they said this, but it's just so self-aware. It's like the fucking most hipster thing you ever heard.
Yeah.
There's a scene, and I think I'm
Well, I heard
spoiling
the
it.
whole first 30 minutes is like that. Tim, that's the only spoilers I've gotten from it.
Or
was
it's
okay.
in the door.
Tim
It doesn't
Pool's
really
thing on it.
I didn't hear Tim Pool's thing, but
I'll talk about that.
it's. I mean, I don't think it spoils
Thank
it,
you.
but it's just so self-aware. Where they're like, it's a video game in its own universe, and there's all these like CEO guys and programmers, and they're all spitballing ideas, and they're literally just talking about everything everybody would whine about if they made a sequel now. You know,
Well,
they're like, we can't have Agent Smith come back. That would fuck everything up, and they just keep saying things like that, and it's like, okay, we get it, you're self-aware, and it's like. You suck the fun out of this. It's like, yes, there's nothing left to criticize.
There's some Tim Pool
There's no
mentions that
genuine
exact thing,
Mhm.
and what he was talking about, his opinion on it was he thinks that I don't know if this is fact or if it's just his opinion. He made it seem like it was a thing that he knew, but the actors are like Lana Wachowski was like Warner Brothers said that they were going to make the movie whether they got their help or not.
oh,
So they were
Red
like-
Letter Media said that
Oh,
too.
did they?
Yeah.
Okay, this is just what Tim Pool was
Or
saying.
that's like their conjecture
So they
on
use
it.
like the first 30 minutes to just fucking hammer Warner Brothers basically, and then
Well,
got into it.
here's what I will say is I was ready to be like a woke piece of shit like that second new Star Wars movie, you know?
Mhm.
And I didn't really see that. Like, it wasn't like criticizing the right wing. It wasn't taking the red pill back from
Apparently,
the...
it's a
right, you
it's
know,
a,
whatever.
It's a right wing propaganda film. It's like they're talking now about, and which Lana Wachowski is a like old school trans person, right? So like she cares about the binary, and the whole message between like in this movie was a binary household,
Mm.
like having like the whole
But what about it?
spoilers.
I mean,
Well, you've seen it.
I've seen it.
talking
I don't
enthusiasts.
care.
I don't care.
But,
I
like-
thought you had seen it.
Changing, I haven't, but I've heard.
I'm glad you're considering my spoiler situation.
I was, for them too,
Like-
for them too, and our viewers.
Okay.
But like the whole point of the one in the original trilogy was that there was like this one guy that was born in the Matrix and then was supposed to come back and fix it, right? And now you have a man and a woman, and they're both a piece of that one puzzle.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, there's a lot of things that aren't deep that I did like. Like, okay, so like the whole SJW angle, like the same thing as Admiral Hodo, where like, oh, it can't be a man that saves the day, it has to be a woman, you know. So it was Trinity,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, but it didn't seem like that. They weren't really beating you over the face with that. It was just that like Trinity's a main character too, and Lawrence Fishburne didn't come back, or no one asked him, whatever. So like they just brought Trinity up to like main player status, and I thought that was kind of okay. What I didn't think was okay. God, I really want to spoil it to say this.
I don't.
Say
Spoilers.
Say
It
it.
doesn't. It's okay to spoil it. I am confident you'll forgive me if I spoil it because
I don't care.
you're just gonna
Oh,
see
I
it and you're
was-
gonna be like, now I
was
know.
thinking
Spoilers
about the
really,
viewer.
spoilers really
Yeah.
don't bug me.
Okay. So it kind of ends where Neo and Trinity are flying around together as like a power couple.
Mm.
It's exactly like that Rick and Morty where Rick and Summer get really buff and go beat the shit out of bad people. Like, where they just like they just go find a bully and they just beat the shit out of him. They just go
Cut
like
to exhibit.
yeah. And they just like Neil Patrick Harris is like the new Colonel Sanders sort of guy. Like he runs the Matrix now. That's the spoiler, I suppose.
Oh.
But it's not a fucking spoiler. You see it from 1,000 miles away.
It's-
You're like, Neil Patrick Harris is somehow
He
involved in this.
seemed
He's,
like he
you
was
know.
going to be super shitty in this movie.
Yeah.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, I mean, he's basically Barney from that other show, but is also evil and runs the
He
Matrix.
just didn't seem like he was going to be a cool villain.
Yeah,
And he's the villain. you
yeah,
know?
and he wasn't really a cool villain.
Like
I
just
wouldn't say-
in the trailer, the
I haven't
acting
seen
seems
it,
like
but
it sucked.
I'm guessing he's like the antagonist more than a villain.
I'm not smart enough to differentiate that shit.
I mean, it's like the person the main character is working against, more than like, oh, the fucking bad guys.
oh,
Like,
I mean, well, sort of, yeah. I mean, he's not cruel. He just wants like, I don't. They make up this bullshit where like
I guess the Matrix never
Neo
had
and
a
Trinity
villain.
need to stay in the Matrix, so everybody else stays in the Matrix because they keep.
She's
the
got-
robots
she-
were the villains.
I suppose.
I mean,
She's got all of
oh
his powers too, right? Like pretty much.
Yeah.
Similar.
well, and I mean, just like actually, that was it's kind of a plot hole in the original one where it was like, how come only Neo can do this? There's like fucking 8-year-old speedrunning GoldenEye on YouTube where you like jam yourself in a corner and eventually you fall through the map and then you're out and it took you 30 seconds to beat a level I couldn't beat playing the normal way on easy because I suck,
Yeah.
Compare that to like the Matrix where it's like Neo, like who is really kind of a total putz. I mean, he's a cool character, but like for a hacker, he was doing really
Well,
bad.
And they
Like
proved
he
that.
had stolen like zero money and still went to work and did a shitty job at a job where no one would notice you were doing bad. They just
And
keep paying
they
you.
proved that other people could bend the Matrix, like that kid, just like bending the spoon.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, no, never mind.
Well, I mean,
different kid.
Trinity could do it too. I mean, they could still do the long jumps and the fucking
Yeah.
shit
Yeah.
like
I
that.
never really caught like. I mean that's the thing is like they treat it like he has some innate skill. It's just
Well, I
fucking
think
cheat codes,
He was just able to do a little bit more than everyone else. But the whole point of the one was to basically destroy the Matrix, and none of like everybody can have powers.
Yeah, burn Utica to the
But
ground.
the point that he was going to be the one to do all this shit, they had to give him some extra powers, right? So
Yeah.
what
which is,
about the whole point of the first movie was the original, like the red pill thing back then wasn't like a liberal conservative
no.
difference,
No.
but like
I mean,
apparently
that was pre 9/11. Like our
The
entire
first one was
social
like-
system was different.
the first
Full
movie
House was a big deal.
apparently- It was apparently a trans and theology like propaganda film. And Lana Wachowski,
The first one?
Yep, like the red pill was actually based on like the whole point that if you go in the Matrix, your residual self-image could be anything you want. You can be anything you want in the Matrix. And the red pill was actually my wife Britt knows the name of the pill. I can't remember it. It starts
Red.
with a P, but there's a
Or
red.
blue?
There's this red
Purple.
estrogen pill that's been on the market forever. It's a red pill,
Oh.
and that was the design behind the red pill.
Mm.
And they just needed an opposing pill, so did the blue pill thing. And
Dayquil and Nyquil.
Yeah, anytime
like,
I
the
take
character-
Dayquil or NyQuil, I play
the
Matrix.
character, the character
You ever taken them
switch.
both and seen what happens?
Well,
The
you need
characters-
water.
It's nothing.
The character switch in the first movie was a trans woman.
Oh yeah. Or at least
They had
it was supposed to be.
yeah.
I think in the actual story it was just a woman, but
so.
I'm familiar with the.
What
Yeah.
Lana Wachowski apparently wanted to do with the character, they didn't want to credit two different actor and actress, with the role. They wanted her to be a woman, switch to be a woman outside the Matrix, but then inside the Matrix,
Oh.
they wanted to have an actual male actor for the same character. They just didn't want people getting confused.
Can you hang on to your thought? I just wanted the tiniest sidebar.
Yeah.
But when Ghost Recon lets you make your character a man or a woman, I think all of us
Yeah.
immediately
Yeah, I know.
picked 4 hot chicks.
Yeah.
Because that's way more fun to play with, like,
Tim-
sexy babes with sniper
I
rifles
think Tim,
than some lame guy,
Tim
you
Pool,
know?
I
And
think
then
Tim
there-
Pool
and
brought
there
that
was
up. He's
that,
like,
like-
everybody plays a chick.
And
You
then
know,
there's
it's
that
like-
Splinter Cell update where it was really trying to get you to play with Sam Fisher, and it's every time you're driving somewhere, like, I used to know this guy worked with Paladin 9
Yeah.
for like
And the mission, you couldn't get rid of that fucking mission.
no.
I had to I sucked at that. I couldn't pass it. And
Neither
I
could I.
finally got it out of my system because I was so sick of the dialogue.
Mine was the Splinter Cell one, or not the Splinter, the Predator one. I could never fucking beat that
Oh.
one.
I never beat it.
But you don't
either.
have to beat it to get the dialogue to stop.
Yeah.
It's just that Splinter Cell one had some fucking problem. Well, I think it's because of the last mission everybody did. So, you know, like the way the game's structured, whatever the last mission you didn't finish was, and if you beat the story, all you have is DLC bullshit that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, that game was fucking dumb.
Yeah.
You're running around
I
with your
liked
fucking
it.
IR laser on everywhere all the time. Well, hell, I was watching that next one, the one on the island.
No. The island is like Aroa, but Breakpoint is the
Breakpoint.
game.
Okay,
I
Break-
played it. I have it. It's $30.
it looks really nice, and it had like sniper mission. And I was like, this looks really good, and I was like, it's cheap. Reed was telling me how good it is, and then I'm like watching, and the dude has this fucking Pec 15, which has a green laser, and it's always on, and he's like sneaking up on these dudes, walking at them, and they have a green dot on their head, and I'm like, what? Why couldn't they get that right? That's so stupid.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I can forgive that. I just won't mount a fucking laser. It's dumb anyway in this game. Okay? And then, like, all of a sudden, there's, like, guards wearing, like, the fucking bomb suit, like, EOD bomb suit, like, from
Oh,
Call
yeah.
of Duty, and they're holding miniguns. And I'm like, this game's dumb as fuck. This game is, you know, for a game that's supposed to be founded in realism, you know, you go back to the original Ghost Recon, which was, like, one of the first shooters where one hit, one kill. You know, you've got 200 rounds with you, you know, and you had to bring one extra piece of gear and that's it because you're out of fucking space in your backpack, you know.
On PlayStation 1, you could select fire. Like, you can go between
Two.
semi-automatic and...
Yeah.
I thought that was on the PlayStation 1 as well.
You know, there's a similar
okay.
game called Strike Force or something.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking
It was
about.
really similar. It was. I can't say Ghost Recon was the first one.
It was just way before its time.
There's Operation Flashpoint or something was another similar one, which basically ripped off the non-Jack Ryan Tom Clancy book, the Red Bear and the Dragon, or
Oh, I have your
Red Storm Rising.
I have your Red Faction disc.
Oh,
It's upstairs.
cool.
On the TV.
That was a good game. The first one was good. Actually, I was
Yeah,
thinking
I
about.
unpacked the PlayStation after, like, since I moved out, and I'm like, I opened it. I'm like, I want to play Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
shit!
Oh shit, Red Faction 2 is still in here.
I've been playing a little bit of the new Battlefield 2042. It's kind of there's a lot of stupid things in it. But I'm a Battlefield fan.
I can't get into like any of the new games. I also never play enough.
Yeah,
I'm upset it doesn't look like the old Battlefield 2042.
I
which
really
was
don't
cool.
like
Yeah.
that when I want to play like Forza Horizon 4 or whatever on my Xbox, that I have to let the Xbox update for a day.
They missed a total
So I can-
opportunity to call it Forza.
No.
what I wanted to talk
So
about.
that I have to let the Xbox be on for a day so I can play it for 2 hours and then go to bed the next day.
I want to get the new Gran Turismo, but I can't get a PS5, and also they're really fucking expensive, and it's at this point I just don't fucking... I'll probably just be done with video games.
I
now.
only
you
play
get
it
it
like
on your
15 minutes at
computer?
a time anyway. You know.
Gran
Also,
Turismo PlayStation only.
When then it's going to update for 3 days.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to why I brought up the Battlefield one is there's because you were talking about like select or switch stuff being innovative at its in its time, and in this game there's with your D-pad you can basically select different optics and different ammunition types and different like bipods and grips and stuff, and even barrels. You can change your barrel up mid-game.
Oh, I mean, Ghost Recon always had that problem.
But it's just funny because every time I play it, I kind of have a chuckle because I'm just thinking like I got a shortened barrel and then I got a long barrel for longer engagements, and I'm just thinking of like it'd be a funny video to do like out at the range or something to make fun of Battlefield 2042.
Mhm.
Let's just have a bunch of like optics and
I have
fucking
an
shit on
idea
you,
for a
and then
video.
just like quickly trying to swap it
Yeah.
all out.
I have an idea for a video. You run out in an AR and you swap lowers. with a new mag.
Like California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
What
always.
about that paddle thing that they got in the grip so you can't fucking actually grip the pistol
That
grip?
can't be a pistol grip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be a rifle.
It's like a
Fucking
it's
shark
like a
fin.
fucking paddle. Yeah, the shark fin. thing.
Yeah.
Because that solves problems.
The guy at
That
our
fucking
shooting
state
class
is
showed
something
up with
else,
one.
man.
Every single thing.
Like the first day, he had like a California legal grip on it, and then he swapped it out the second day.
Oh, at our
Oh.
class?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that.
He
Poor
probably
guy.
kind of got bullied the most. Like, teacher was kind of military, old school, you know.
Vote
Good-
with your
What
feet.
guy, what
Yeah.
guy was that?
The
No,
I don't
the-
think that's wrong to say.
the
a
guy
first
from
name.
California that moved to Arizona, but his rifle was still California
Well, I
compliant.
don't remember what his name was.
I think it,
I can't remember.
I
I,
don't
can't
remember
remember
either.
anybody's name.
Was he
honestly.
only there for like the first 2 days?
no, he was there the whole
week?
He skipped the middle class, but he was there
Oh.
for the shooting classes.
Oh.
But yeah, he had like a
That's just sad.
different angled foregrip
Oh, like
of some
like,
type?
like the
potato, like the CAA
the cup
potato,
one.
something like that. All I remember is it was weird, and then yeah, he had the California business.
But like,
I
yeah,
think he. Oh, I know. He had the pistol grip that goes straight back.
That's what I was trying to
Okay, well
say.
there's there's the normal pistol grip with the thing that blocks your hand, like
Yeah.
blocks your thumb.
That's
it
what I was
like
talking
came
about.
Yeah,
out,
Like-
looked back.
yeah, it looked like Magpul almost, but it went this way,
yeah.
and then it was like that. And then there's also that one that like droops down and comes into a stock, and the
Yeah.
buffer tube's on its own.
yeah.
And then yeah, the one he had though was just like this, so you just held it like, I don't know. You know that
But
Holding it like a
to
hunting
give
rifle?
him credit, he drove into town that night and like found the one sporting goods store in town there and like bought all of the right stuff
Yeah.
and threw it on his rifle.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Like
Yeah.
day two, he came back. He's like, "Yeah, I kept all the receipts. I don't know if they'll let me return it, but then I remembered that I moved to a state that allows it, so I guess I'll just keep it all."
How do you sign up for a class like that without already being like, yes, I can unbury all them 30 rounders, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Well, like,
like,
he
I'm going to
he
a
had
free
moved-
state. I'm
Yeah.
going to go through 6 more on the way. I'm going
Yeah.
to grab a
How
mag
do
in
you-
He had
every
moved
state.
to Arizona like the week before the class. Like he hadn't
Oh.
even unpacked all of his shit yet. He's like,
Oh.
my
was
wife.
that the same guy?
Yeah. He's like, my wife's mad
The
because she's
motorcycle
unpacking. No, not the
His
motorcycle.
name was something. I think his name might have been.
Was the motorcycle guy.
No, Dave was the guy with the Subaru that can't buy us.
Was it? Oh yeah,
The
the
one
one
who
that
was-
wanted to move to the
Yeah, you're
Ozarks.
The one who thought like everything was profound.
Yeah.
Well, this fella reminded me of Hank Hill. Really level-headed, good guy, but very Hank Hill.
Oh,
He
Glasses,
was just-
glasses and
yeah.
a mustache.
Like he
Yeah,
wouldn't say
like
anything
that.
impulsive, or he would never be rude. You know, he was like Hank Hill, except not a square. You know,
Yeah.
like, but I
Yeah.
remember that guy, but I did not realize
I
he was
really
the
liked-
California rifle guy.
I didn't know
Day
that was
one.
him. I
Yeah.
liked that guy.
Yeah. Actually, he's one of the. I mean, I'd talk to everybody again if I could. I didn't network very well. Like,
I didn't really like the John Hammond guy.
yeah, that
He is kind of weird.
goes without saying. His maybe we shouldn't talk about this on. I doubt there'll be a connection, but I don't know. He was very polite.
He was a really nice guy, but he's just kind
I was
of off.
not to sound like I give a fuck what the ATF thinks, but I was curious how he traveled to our state
Yeah.
with no, whatever. Like, that's up to you, man. But
I'm a little worried about like coming to drill with a mustache tomorrow. Not for the fact you're going. Not
they
for,
send you home to shave. Take 8 hours to shave.
that's not
Yeah.
that's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about going into a gas station by myself, and I'm the only guy with a fucking
Yeah.
like shitty ass fucking mustache.
As long
in
as
there.
you're in uniform, they'll just think you're some dumb army guy, so it won't matter.
Well, I'm gonna
You
come
just
in
gotta-
with.
Yeah, but I
just
look
gotta
too.
own
I
it.
look too old to be like wearing a stupid fucking mustache.
I'm gonna
you know?
follow
You
you.
gotta own it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
follow you in the gas station and be like, kick his ass, see,
So
One more beer.
This aggression.
Yeah.
I'll take one,
Stand, man.
What type?
This one.
Sure. The wife and I we went
Like
to
a water with a drop of beer in it, please.
we had another baby appointment today. And
Oh.
that
I
was
think
cool.
you said we had another baby.
Yeah.
Again, today.
Yeah. This thing's She's 29 weeks today out of like 36.
Why did they do
37?
weeks? I
Yeah.
can't fucking think in weeks. Like,
I don't know. So
When
it's like
she
right
did-
around the corner.
it's like counting
When she
30
do-
rounds in a mag like kind of
March
business,
25th.
you know?
Oh, okay.
How many
it's-
rounds do you have left? Like 72.
Yeah, and who knows?
Two
It could be a
mags
little early,
and
a
some
month and a half, 2
extra.
months.
Like, you know,
Whatever's in the gun, and then whatever I have on my hip.
mm.
I'm
It's
a little
less
kinda-
than none.
Kind of
More than some.
Yeah.
It's like, how pregnant is your wife? It's like 49 weeks. 11 months? You know?
I'm a little nervous
It's like-
about having a kid in the house though, because like I can't even walk down this fucking staircase without with a pizza in my hand without busting my ass.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Well, it's good you're
I
worried
walk
because
down the stairs with a pizza.
I
Yeah.
drop
You
everything.
walk up the stairs with a pizza, eat it, and then walk down the stairs.
What?
Wait,
Shoney's house has stairs going both ways.
Yeah.
It's like a split level.
Like you make it in the kitchen and you
Yeah.
walk downstairs to eat it, or you hang
eat
out.
Pizza, you eat pizza in the basement.
You eat pizza
that-
at supper time.
well, that one time because the carpet was so thick, I fucking went all the way down my basement
Oh.
stairs. I was kind of running
Well,
that
I
too with it.
smashed
And
a
it
cup
landed-
into Eric's wall
It
because he has
landed
like ship
upside down
stairs.
all over my shirt too.
Like those stairs up to where my bedroom was. I was like, you know.
But now that it tore all over the carpet, God, those stairs are easy to walk up and down. You know.
You should put no skid down. Maybe like an industrial sort of situation, like
Yeah.
no fun at all. Yeah. Or what's that pledge?
Don't pledge them.
Yeah.
Don't-
My dad almost killed me when I was 1 year old
Oh, man.
because he pledged the stairs and then fell all the way down them with me
Oh,
up
jeez.
here.
I bet that was a grip. That was a grip he had on you.
That Family Guy had that. That was like a joke for either a whole episode many times or like multiple episodes. But like whenever Lois wants to hurt Peter, she just waxes the stairs.
So you guys gonna be the bad influences on my kid? Because I hope so.
I don't know.
Is Britt gonna watch this?
No, she won't watch any of them.
Oh, well, either way, I will not.
Britt is less interested than suspicious. So
Yeah, it's gonna be a change. It's gonna be weird. And we don't have fucking shit ready. Like we don't got a mattress for the crib yet. Nothing. You know.
do you know who the father is?
Well, that joke doesn't get old, does it?
Dude, what? Oh, so I didn't really know who Jack Murphy is, but have you been tracking all this Jack Murphy
Yeah,
stuff?
I only ever see him. I've seen him a couple times on his stuff, but I always see him when he's on Tim Pool.
Like, I don't even want to like jump to conclusions, like criticize him, but he was a total asshole to that girl on that other show.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Just
I mean,
complete dick.
they buried the
I have no
hatchet,
idea what
I
you're
guess,
talking
but
He
I
was
guess
on.
they buried the hatchet. But yeah, totally, yeah, blew
Like,
off the
I
fucking handle.
don't watch any political commentary thing.
It's not even really.
Good for you.
It's drama
It
between
makes my
people on
life
that.
a lot easier.
Yeah,
It
I don't
does
watch
tr-
any news.
It does make you
Like,
depressed all
I
the time.
read the news, and that's about
I
it.
don't even do that.
I get bored.
I mean,
a lot.
There's a fine line between being proud of how ignorant you are and being depressed because you watch the news. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't know.
I just want to know what's going on. You know.
I just thought it was really interesting because apparently he's into some weird sex stuff, and he wrote an article about it, and like people were making fun of him because the article was pretty fucking weird.
Yeah.
And anyway, the girl like on this show, it was like Tim Pool or Joe Rogan. It was another show, but she was reading super chats, and she like asked him about it, and he was just like, "Fuck you for bringing that up." No, I mean it. Fuck you. You know, and I was like, okay, well, you're dead to me. Like, never really caught on to who you were exactly when you're on Tim Pool, but
Yeah.
you're acting like a fucking asshole to a woman like that. You know, like
Another cocksucker, fucking Dan Crenshaw. Thanks for your service, but fuck you.
Yeah.
and Ted Cruz. What the
Cool-
fuck is
bad.
going
cool
on?
eye patch, Venom Snake. You know,
yeah.
like,
I felt bad for all the people. I felt bad for Pete Davidson when everyone got mad at him because he made fun of Dan Crenshaw for having an eye patch.
Well,
I
that's
don't
the
feel
thing
bad
is,
for anybody.
like
in this.
Dan Crenshaw didn't care. It was just everyone else cared for
Everyone,
him.
I feel like everyone who wasn't a veteran hated it.
I mean,
and everyone else was like, "This fucking
so you're
sucks."
never gonna see out of your eye again, but you do get to be a pirate the rest of your life. I
Right.
mean,
And
it's
you know
not.
that
And he's
I
got
don't
a
know.
trident eye.
that guy that
That's pretty gay.
the guy the new Twitter CEO, that guy is one of Dan Crenshaw's largest donors.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's fucking wild.
I don't know.
Establishment Republicans are establishment Republicans.
Yeah, I
you
know.
saw Ted Cruz get chewed the fuck out by Tucker.
Yeah, I know.
Like that was cool. I don't know.
Yeah. he's like, oh, I made a mistake. He's like, you're a liar. Just fucking.
I feel like Tucker's gonna grow a mustache soon. Like
Yeah.
everyone's all out of steam.
The one thing
Everybody's
I do,
like, I'm just
like if I
I'm
ever
not
watch
changing.
any news, it's him because like he'll go after anyone.
Yeah, I like him.
I almost think Ted Cruz wants to run for the presidency, and he fucking wants the Democratic vote. He wants to play both sides.
I think that's a mistake. I think I'm not like a political
I think to
scientist.
some extent you should play both sides. But
Well, you should work with both sides, but he's pandering to get a vote.
I mean,
And that's not okay.
if you're conservative and you want to win, you should like figure out some way to have honest elections,
Yeah.
and then your work is done.
I don't know what to think about that whole thing.
I don't have the answer. I just
Well, Tim Pool's right about one
I
thing.
like
is
natural-bodied women.
Republicans don't got
I like cheap
fucking
beer.
shit in the ground game, when it
I like
comes to
American calibers, like 5.56. Actually, I should say 2.23. Metric shit's very European.
this is very fitting with the mustache and the
thank you,
glasses.
yeah. So I pulled this guy over the other day, not for speeding, but for being a fucking commie.
Communists!
Yeah.
Dope sniffers!
Yeah.
Dope sniffers. Have you watched? I feel like you would watch this more than the other two, so I'm mostly gonna ask you.
Well, this is a thought-provoking.
That Atunche guy
Recently?
recently
Did
did. I think I wrote it down because I think.
he
this is
partner
what
up
it's
with
about.
Ian or something? Or
Um,
Carl?
He and Carl had like a Q&A together.
I watched I
but-
watched that on mute, reading the
but-
subtitles, so it half. I
No,
saw,
but after that, he had a video come out.
Mm.
I think it was on. I think the book is called Metamorphosis of Prime Intelligence or Intellect.
Oh boy.
But it's kind of like a book report thing where he ends up interviewing the guy because they live close together. And like it's weird, but it's really kind of mind-boggling. Like when your mind gets trapped in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like this book this guy wrote in the 90s, like before the Matrix came out.
Not simulation and
Like-
simulacra.
It's like
Did they mention that?
no, it's like an AI that's built that has like its prime directives. It's like don't harm a human, and there's 3 of them. I don't remember what they are, but
Not iRobot?
No.
Something else?
it's called Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect or something similar to that.
Oh. Huh.
But it's
It doesn't sound like a bad idea, but it does sound like
it's
every other thing.
no, it's much more strange and interesting and seems
Worth a
realistic.
look, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I don't want to read the book, but I want to listen to the book now. Like if
Well, I've got
It's-
11 credits on Audible
no,
since my job changed, and I had to
it's one of
do
those
work
things.
again, you know?
It's one of those things that's free anywhere.
Do those
Mm,
stack?
Like it's just free, open source kind of thing.
mostly, but at a certain point they'll stop giving them to
Oh,
you.
I thought like if you don't use them, you just still have 1 or 2.
Like I have
next
11,
month.
and at some point you'll get a warning that
Oh.
says if you don't buy a fucking book soon, you're just
Oh, I
not
don't-
getting credits. But
Yeah, I
like
don't
the
know
thing
how
is,
many I have them.
it's like another fucking fiat currency thing where
Mhm.
like a fucking book on Audible that you could find in the I don't know, shitty used bookstore sort of situation, which I feel like I'm in a lot.
Mhm.
The library always has the used book sale in the basement. So you could find like one of these books for like $1 for a bag or $1 a pound. Go to the sale.
I just don't want to read. I want to
They
listen.
want $36 for it, and I get it. Somebody narrated it,
Mhm.
but they want $36 for their audiobook, but they only want 1 credit for it.
Yeah.
And the credits are like $12 when you buy a credit.
Oh.
It's like PlayStation Network kind of bullshit. Or
I
like,
was just-
I don't. Okay,
I
yeah.
was just
Credits
make
will
sure-
do fine.
I haven't gotten that. I haven't gotten that
It's
warning.
almost in my head the second you said it. I was like, that's
I haven't got
episode
that.
1.
I have not gotten that warning yet. I've just gotten all my books on with the
Uh-huh.
credits. But yeah, I just make sure I go on every month and I spend the credits so I get new ones.
I've just been trying to buy books I think I'll read soon.
Yeah.
But my life, I fucked up my whole routine with like. I was working my way through the Clancy books when this podcast started, and I'm still stuck on that Patriot Games, which is fucking boring. I
Are
probably
they
got
still building a suppressor on a boat?
Nope, that was Without Remorse. Without Remorse kicks ass. Like, if I had tried reading Without Remorse the conventional way, I'd have made it through, because that book's fucking awesome. But Patriot Games is just a bunch of shit about how cute the British family is, and the whole time you're like, the prince is a fucking pedophile. They're all from fucking Epstein Island, you know? And I think they're fictional royals. I don't really know. Like a fictional universe, but you want to address real people.
Yeah.
So, because like, I think Prince Charles and Diana come say hi because he stopped Sean Bean and his friends from killing them.
Well, I think it's safe. I think it's safe to use them because they've been alive she's been alive forever.
I mean,
I have a question, but I'm gonna let you finish.
People that really nerd out actually, I think, have like certain continuity breaks where, like, 9/11 happens in the Clancy universe, even though the president and everything is different. It's like, because he wrote the books in present tense, but 30 years passed, and like you can't have an F-35 in your book in the present without like 9/11 and stuff to. Yeah. You know, the engineers that were there that day because they didn't die in the trade towers or, you know, like, you name it. Just little, like, you need 9/11 for, hell, we'd have the F-32 if it weren't for the, 9/11. Things go crazy, you know. We'd have that Monica Lewinsky shitty plane. I mean, that just one, random, that's a real, Google it. It was probably a better plane, but the air intake was one giant one right under the cockpit.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And it was just such an ugly plane that it had to lose. It just had to. Like,
even if it was better in every way.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
It was like the opposite of it was like so ugly. It was like an A-10, but actually bad. Like, the A-10 is not ugly. The A-10's
cool.
A-10's criticizable. But it's not ugly. People say how ugly it is and how they still like it, but that's not it. It's not ugly. It's
not.
It's rough looking, but it's not ugly. It looks like it's supposed to go kill shit, you know?
Wait, what?
These are just pictures of
I think it was F-32. I might have my numbers wrong.
You
typed Monica Lewinsky.
You said Google it. In his defense, you said Google it.
What is it?
I think it was, or type XF-32. Because it was never an F-32, but I believe...
FX-32 too?
XF-32.
XM
Jet.
Satellite radio.
Jet,
yeah. JSF.
XF-32...
Plane. Jet.
JSF. We'll get you.
Joint Strike Force.
Yeah, there she is. Yeah.
Insert.
All right, Shoni, here's the time for the insert of our episode.
No, you got to get the one from underneath.
Show an F-35 also for...
You have to get the one from underneath.
Okay.
Show the one comparing Monica Lewinsky to the plane. That's the most accurate.
Minoka.
Mobile humidor.
F-34 versus Monica Lewinsky. Fight.
Okay.
I did type versus.
Islands. I have a question. If anyone,
I'm just gonna pair two pictures up.
Question for everyone.
The beach is God's water.
Pick if you could go to one island, where would you go?
Fictional or non-fictional?
Any island.
A fictional island. Well, that
or
changes shit.
Island.
Gosh.
Lego Island.
Do I have to have a reason?
Yeah, Lego
I'm gonna go to Lego Island.
I forgot about the Brickster.
Yeah.
Only one island.
Iceland? Greenland?
That's not fictional.
Oh, you said fictional.
Well, any island.
Fictional or not.
Masonic Island.
Iceland fucking sucks.
Oh, I just want to...
Iceland doesn't have people with Down syndrome because they abort them all.
I just want to walk somewhere where I can walk like 20 miles and not see another person.
They do have volcanoes. So. And they have geothermal power. To power your Prius, you can actually say it was free energy, like every other dumbass.
The island that...
Sodor!
Squid Games.
I say Sodor! Where the evil trains... Just trains. It's an island of trains. Anthropomorphic trains.
You can build your railroad empire.
Build our railroad empire.
Squid Game Island. Because that seems like an...
Is that on an island?
It seems like an easy way out of life. And also you might win a bunch of money.
I need to admit...
I haven't watched
I have to admit that...
either.
Okay, clearly it's a good show.
It was good.
I don't want to fucking watch it.
I thought you watched it.
No.
I
don't want to watch Hunger Games meets Saw.
I was
It just
surprised.
looks depressing. It also looks really scary. I don't understand why those pink guys have PlayStation buttons for faces.
I really liked it. I was surprised because I thought it was going to be stupid as fuck. Because, it was the next popular thing.
I mean, I'm at a point where I have faith that you're not wrong. Like
It was
I'm sure
it
it's
was
good,
way
but,
more brutal than I thought it was gonna be. It was like first episode, it's just nuts.
Shit like that bothers me. Like I can't enjoy it because it just seems so weird and
Plus,
cruel
the
and
bad
weird.
the bad guys are
Like-
cool. Like it kind of makes you want to be like one of those bad guys. You know?
That, like-
it's like one of those romanticized crime.
We like make
Maybe
people fight to
you.
the death for money.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever watch that BBC Utopia?
I watched a lot of it.
No.
Yeah, I thought that show was fucking great.
It was good. It was a little too real, you know.
That's why.
Like-
That's why I liked it. And then fucking COVID happened, and it's like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Like this is just this.
I mean,
This is just this now.
like the difference between Utopia and Deus Ex is in Deus Ex you're like gonna fucking take down the machine and stop the fucking
Yeah.
problem, you know, or become the problem. There's like an
I
evil ending, but
The one thing I like about Utopia is because like it has its typical writing style where like you get introduced to the characters and like they're your dudes, like they're the people you're cheering for, and then like by the end of it you're just like kind of like, you know what, I think I'm gonna side with the evil government. It makes more sense.
oh really?
Yeah, like
I should have gone further.
I had
The
I had a
school
total,
shooting really bothered me.
Yeah, I had a total. What? That's why. Like, I had a total flip flop. It's like to the point where it's like I'm just so tired of like cheering for the people that will just never win. It'll just like it's just easier to cheer for the bad guys, and then at the end you find out that like there is really no good guys. It's like there's
A lot of German citizens would probably agree with you.
yeah, like there's just like the evil government that's like trying to save the world by controlling the population, and then there's the people who you thought were the good guys who just end up being terrorists in the end, going against the government. It's like there's really no good people here. It's just bad people in bad situations doing bad things to each other.
Have you guys ever
IRA.
seen Children of Men? Oh,
Uh,
this isn't anywhere near spit already.
I did a long time ago.
there's empties.
Yeah, I gotta finish this too. But Children of Men is there is a like the edge of the flathead screwdriver actually has a like sharp edge and it works pretty good. But Children of Men is a lot like that Utopia show. It's not so like Utopia has that like really vivid colors thing.
Yeah, they had a lot of fun cinematography.
So Children of Men is very like founded. Like there isn't anything exaggerated. It all seems very real. Like the colors are all very dull and kind of gray. Everything's sort of dirty. And the plot to Children of Men is like humans just stopped reproducing. They just can't seem to conceive, and everybody kind of goes nuts as a result. Like it's a lot like it's like 10 times worse than right now, but it's like the same kind of craziness. And like America, I think it was New York. There's a mushroom cloud over New York in the news, and it just shows all these riots in Asia and stuff. And they're like, Great Britain has completely isolated itself, and they're inundated with refugees that are just like showing up on boats and stuff. And the plot to the movie is there's this like Clive Owen is this really jaded guy that's just alcoholic and just doesn't give a fuck. They had a daughter that died, like wasn't the last child born, but their daughter died anyway, in some fashion. I don't know if it was related to whatever's wrong, but anyway, he's just really sad fuck and alcoholic, and they ask him to use his like connections with the government, and there's this girl that magically got pregnant, and they're trying to sneak her out of the country because they know that the government will fucking do experiments on her or try and spin it so that it's like, because she's like an immigrant or whatever, she's nothing from aristocracy, and they're trying to kind of like, if the government gets hold of her, they'll make it look like someone important from the British royal family bullshit people got her, you know, and stuff. And so they basically sneak her off to some scientists that might be able to help. But it's a really sad story, but it's not depressing the same as, you know, a lot of similar movies with the same kind of energy. Like you have hope. Like it's got continuous forward energy where it's like you still feel like there's a chance. But anyway, very good, sad movie. Very Schindler's List-ish kind of sad story, but good movie. Great movie. Anyway, it was similar to Utopia, except Utopia you feel even like more helpless, because they're not like. That's why Prometheus was good. I know it's a completely different story and situation and stuff. Like, basically everybody in Prometheus dies, but the whole energy in the movie is that they're risking their lives to make alien contact. And
Rogue One was pretty good until the end. It's like,
compare it to Prometheus or the end of Halo Reach, movies where the whole cast is doomed, Yeah. That's my only, they could have done better. Like, the droid died like a fucking Klingon to put a whole different franchise on it.
Reach was a killer campaign. That was so good.
I haven't played Reach all the way through, but I've watched like the long play because I like it so much.
I've played it. I think that's the only Halo game I've played through more than once. Yeah.
I just like the departure because like Master Chief's kind of a boring principal character. It's like, oh, this guy is fucking 7 feet tall. He's really tough. And like not like the other Spartans were tough too, but they were fighting a guerrilla war and losing. It was a much better story. And like even though Halo basically ends where him and Cortana are the only survivors, except for the Sergeant Major guy, like wherever he went. But you compare the first Halo to Reach, and you're like, Reach is so much better of a story.
I always liked ODST better. Not like necessarily the game. The game was good, but like just the guys in ODST more than Spartans. It just seemed like, in comparison to all the other Spartans, besides the Spartan 5s or some shit, or I don't know all the numbers, but the
ones that were actually humans and then became Spartans.
Yeah,
instead of the children.
No, they were. So there was like the Spartan 1 program, the Spartan 2s with Master Chief, where they like completely went off the rails because Spartan 1s were just like people. Right.
I think Jackson or whatever, the Sergeant Major guy.
Yeah, he was a Spartan 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then. And then that didn't work out to the point where they're like, you know what, just go be a Marine.
Yep, Master Chief. And then you had, I think Spartan 3s did something weird, but they were just like normal height people. Spartan 4s was just like normal fucking individuals. And then the next one,
Which ones are in Infinity? Not Infinity, but on the Infinity? Yeah. In like 3 or 4 or 5?
Then they went back to altering their genes, their genetic code and shit, but they were already adults.
Like add pockets?
But they were already, well, what I mean is, yeah.
You had to put a hammer on these pets. You're going to kill so many Covenant with your hammer.
They bleached them genes. No, but they went back to doing the genetic shit with them, but they were already adults when they did it. They weren't kids, like the Spartan 2 program. But other than the Spartan 2s and those other guys, the genetically modified ones, ODST guys are like more badass than the rest of them.
Just, fucking Navy SEAL Delta Force
dish.
Yeah. I don't know. That shit was really cool, but Halo did kind of a bad job of the same thing as everyone else, with the super soldier thing. Like, you compare Space Marines to Spartans. And it doesn't...
we talked about
it's not like they have to be better, It's like, suppose in this universe, humanity's just doing their best with what they can do. It was just kind of... like the extreme measures they took where they could flash clone children, apparently. Like Master Chief John or whatever, when he was like 6 and 8 or whatever, and they stole his child. And they didn't just like leave a note for the parents like, hey, we took your fucking kid, fuck you. They like made another one that would die of cancer in a year and left it behind or something. I never really understood that, if I even have that right. But
they wanted that, because that program was like top secret. They didn't want any information about it getting, which doesn't make sense because it's like at that point where like, the flood. It's like, who gives a shit? It's like.
Well, that happened a lot before the flood.
Oh, so it was just Covenant.
Like, yeah, because
I got my timelines all fucking muddied.
It was actually pre-Covenant. I think it was just a military project. Oh, come on, you guys have played Halo.
Nope,
really?
Never.
You want to talk about cars?
I've never had an Xbox.
I have an Xbox One, but I only have Forza for it.
Okay, wait. Have you seen Soldier with Kurt Russell?
A long time ago.
Okay.
I was in grade school.
So what we're talking about is basically the same thing where like Kurt Russell's like Master Chief, and then like, well, they don't make him fight, but like the new guy that's so tough in that movie, the Asian guy, or he looks like it's not The Rock, but it's a guy that looks like him. But anyway, it's like the new Spartans are here; they're better, you know. It's just about that. They change their genetics and they teach them to be soldiers from really young and blah 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 blah. They do a bunch of like they put like a ceramic titanium coating on their bones or something.
It's like the name, like the Spartan program name. It's like Spartan 2s is the only way that name makes any bit of fucking sense. You know, kind of in a way like teaching kids to fight at a young age and turning them into soldiers. Because like Spartan 1s were just like people.
Yeah. Know? I don't know. You know, I mean, it's like science fiction loves to dwell on this, and it's like the you know that quote where it's like amateurs study tactics and whatever experts study logistics, something like that. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, actually, we don't really need a Master Chief. We should just buy another F-16. Like, and one F-16 can do way more harm than a guy that can bench press 800 pounds. You know, like, this guy's really useful, but he's a fucking idiot. He jumps out of the spaceship all the time. Yeah. And just, like, relies on kicking off of stuff to get back.
I know exactly what you're talking about. You know? He's, like, kicking off debris to try to get to the next thing.
Yeah, or that spiky bomb. It was like a big nuclear bomb. And he, like, opens the airlock, and the Admiral is like, Master Chief, what are you doing? And he's like, pulls a Steven Seagal line right out of his butthole, you know? And he's like, with all due respect, sir, giving the Covenant back their bomb. And it's like, you like watch him fly out the airlock, and you're like, you should bring like a fire extinguisher or something that, you know, like a rocket, you know. And he just like flies the bomb down into their ship, which has a big empty gap in the middle, like a corridor, like a hotel would have, you know, with a pool. You know, like gets to the center of it, and like the bomb's got like 3 seconds left, and he just like kicks off and starts flying up. This is a nuclear bomb that's way better than anything that exists today. It's the size of a fucking Volkswagen. And he kicks off and, like, flies away while their whole capital ship gets blown up. This is way back in Halo 2. If you guys might be too young for that. I'm not to be
I started playing Halo.
I was around for Halo 2. I just never played it.
I was around for that, but I played Halo 3 was the first one I played.
I guess what I'm trying to say is Halo's fucking cool, but it's fucking stupid.
Kid.
I mean, I kind of
like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
I didn't even
have spoiled that.
I didn't even have.
Odyssey.
I just went over to buddies' places and played Halo with them. I didn't get it. My first like new console was an Xbox 360 until Skyrim came out. I bought that console like a couple days before Skyrim came out.
So. The very first Xbox and PS2 was like the most spoiled kid I've ever been.
Full circle.
We had them. I didn't have a lot of games for either one, but I had them both. And then I like didn't buy shit again until
there's not been a game that
it's like 23 and bought a PS3.
Up so much for yourself.
Well, that I've like. There's not a single game out there in the past probably 10, 15 years, whatever, since 2011 that delivered on my expectations. You know,
Modern Warfare 2.
Deus Ex 3 was pretty good.
I didn't play Call of Duty when that was out.
No.
Like, I played it a couple times with friends.
I didn't play the shit out of Modern Warfare 2.
I didn't play Call of Duty until Black Ops 1. And then that was the only one I played until the new Modern Warfare that's out right now.
I don't know, those older, the first Medal of Honor games that came out for PS4.
I played them on the
those were
PS2.
really good.
The modern ones, the Delta Force ones.
We're like that one mission where you like storm Bagram like in the back of the Hilux.
Yeah,
like those were just so good, like just so underrated.
Oh, I should say,
but no one played them because they didn't really have
people
online.
don't care about realism.
Yeah. I say I didn't have a console. My brother had a PS2 that was a hand-me-down from our uncles.
Oh, Battlefront 2.
But I played a lot of Medal of Honor.
Shit out of that too.
The online on that one was pretty fun.
Medal of Honor, Big Red one.
Original Battlefront 2.
Yeah,
I played a lot of that.
Yep, yeah.
I can remember like my first year in the Army. Well, went to RIP, failed at RIP, like everybody fucking fails at RIP. Because I was like, I'm tired of this. Like, look at those kids, they get soup. You know. But anyway, though, one kid, which actually had a very similar experience to me, but I didn't bail like him. But one kid, they told, get the fuck out of here, and he just left. And everybody's like, "Where's blah blah blah?" And I was like, "I don't know. There's 100 of us." And the one kid's like, "Is that the kid with the big red one patch?" And I was like that Call of Duty game? And I was like, "That's a real thing?" And I'm like, no way.
It was also really confusing as a kid to get like Call of Duty 2, big red one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Clifford the Dog edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the first person shooter I ever got was that one, Call of Duty 2.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, wait. You guys. No, God, I'm sorry. You guys keep talking. I'll be back in 3 minutes, and I have a good subject.
You're on the clock.
So you guys want to end this, or?
I think we should just sit in silence.
We should get a bathroom in the basement.
Yeah, I need a grinder pump for that.
We should get a shoe closet in the corner.
Oh God. Reed's pee closet.
No,
Someday,
absolutely not.
someday we might not talk about that.
It's not today.
One day we'll all be dead, and that story will stop being told.
My wife has
You
heard
remember
that
that
story a million times
that
by
kid
now, and
who-
she's still shocked.
was never in our platoon on like Primo, and then he was supposed to be in your guys' room.
Oh
Just
yeah,
told him to fucking
yeah,
leave.
yeah. I'll bleep his name, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah. We showed up there, and like they were like his platoon kicked him out, and was told to come stay with us. And we walk in, and he's already like he already has all of his shit on the bed, and I think like James walks in there, is just like, no, get out. Yeah, we kicked him out immediately. That was not
Well, he
happening.
was so good at not making friends.
Yeah.
Well,
He was socially awkward, and he said all of the wrong things at all of the wrong times.
the guy couldn't buy his own chew. Remember how he used to ask us for chew?
Yeah.
He'd be like, he wouldn't even say anything to you. He'd just be like, he'd look at you and
Yeah.
goes, and then you're like, what do you want? What do you go fucking buy your own? Bleep that out.
You're doing the editing, so.
Gotta remind myself.
Yeah.
You should
well,
just
and
edit
he was
everything I'm
also-
saying right now, and
he
people
was
won't
like
know that I'm not saying anything bad.
He was like
Yeah.
socially awkward, never said the right thing,
Me?
and kind of a dick at the same time.
Oh,
We're,
come on.
we're talking about
Oh.
and how we kicked him out of the room.
Oh, he shouldn't say his name.
I'm gonna bleep it.
Don't
Oh.
believe it.
We've been bleeping this out the whole time.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just glad you weren't talking about me, because I know most of those things are true about
You
me.
should just bleep everything James says for an entire
Or remember before I
Ass!
remember before I moved into the room. He was in the room and he like couldn't deal with how messy it was, so he just moved out and like,
Oh,
well, I'll go over
dude.
there.
I
Well, I
mean,
did that with
Yeah. Bleep
Yeah.
it.
and then you guys left and I cleaned the whole
Yeah.
room and he was fucking pissed like 2 days later.
Yeah.
I mean, without
that
any
was- that
true
was-
that was like the
uh,
ultimate con.
That was
Yeah.
I
that
mean-
wasn't that was
He
No,
started
it
in
was.
that room.
no, it was
Because we
the
had
dude we stole
Hey.
his fucking chair. Yeah.
He was in there because he
Yeah.
because he was like,
Yeah,
"God,
but
you
he's
guys
not
are
the one
fucking
that got
messy."
pissed about the clean thing.
because we had the
It's funny
tally
how,
marks
like-
and asked for
Yeah, he was always pissed about how dirty the table was.
You know, it's funny how some people want the table clean, but then they like do a ton of coke.
Yeah.
And there's like people that the table's messy, but they're pretty much not on drugs or gonna fucking crash construction equipment or kill anybody, you know. But her table is a fucking mess.
That was so fun the day that we
we cleaned
trashed the room.
Oh God, that was a
We-
disaster.
that is one of the best ways to clean. Like you trash it, get everything you want, take it outside.
Yeah.
Make your mess.
Just
and
take
then
all your
clean.
shit. Just take all your shit and maybe put it in a box.
we could have used it. We could have used a grain shovel.
Yeah.
You know, just scoop
Just
all
scoop
that
it
out.
right out the window.
We're like ripping open foot powder.
You know what's my favorite?
Yeah.
One of my favorite
It's just
things.
breaking all the DVDs we didn't like.
One of my
Like
favorite things to
500
do.
westerns.
I loved going out in shorts with no shirt on, sitting on that picnic table, and then just dumping water on you and sitting in the sun. You know.
Oh,
Just
Oh.
letting it bake up.
dude,
Yeah.
I have so many ideas for when they make us talk to medical people about COVID. Now, since we're not vaccinated, okay. So the first idea was the gulp water thing, like we'd always do to be dumbasses. You know, and it's like, what do you have to say, son? You know, it's like, I think.
I do think I started that, but it wasn't.
I think it was you, yeah.
You
Only
started
talk
the-
with water in
I
your
didn't.
mouth.
Yeah.
I didn't do the choking thing. I just started dumping it all over my face and all over my chest when I was drinking water.
Another one I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do this tomorrow if they make me talk to that fuck again. Actually, I should clarify. It's been a month or whatever. Last drill, when I had to talk to the Colonel Medical dickhead, person, it was like, I said 3 words. It was like, is this, Sergeant Bop, and I was like, yes. Okay, and I understand you're refusing the COVID vaccine. Yes. May I ask why? No. Okay. Okay. And I just signed the thing and got up and left.
By the time I went through, he was already expecting me to say no. Yeah, it went really easy for me. You know what we should do is we should go to a used bookstore and buy just a fucking romance novel, and then find some
just
fucking
a random page,
and then just like when he asks if you got any questions, just start reading fucking romance.
Do the Dwight thing. What is the clitoris? Can you explain what docking is?
So, funny story, kind of along the same thing. At ValleyCon, there was like, how you can like sponsor a room and it's just like free will donation bars because you can't actually sell any liquor. Well, there were these one guys that had this like, it was like a pirate themed room, but like they would give away free drinks, but in order to get a free drink, they had a novel called Time Bangers. And it was where these literally like these 2 sluts like went back in time and like fucked people to like change the course of history, and it was like a sci-fi romance novel.
Why are we making Hunger Games when we could make that,
right? but anyways, it's like to get a free drink, it's like you had to scroll to a random page and read aloud to the group just a random section.
Just a page.
Yeah, and it was just like all of the socially awkward kids just couldn't fucking stand it. And like all of us bros are just like, so she sucked Abraham Lincoln's dick.
I kind of miss it. That was some of the most fun I've had is running events like
so
this.
Abraham Lincoln.
Time Bangers, you can get on Amazon for $4.
Oh.
Also, before we keep going, back to deployment.
Oh, sorry, I farted.
No,
they're pretty bad.
Remember that one time?
I ate a lot of Skittles.
Remember that one time at 2 a.m. Remember that one time at 2 a.m. when James dumped his pre-workout on the floor?
I don't even remember that.
You were so fucking
Oh
mad.
yeah.
Bull Body and I were the only 2 not going to the gym.
We were in the
transient
tent.
You're just over there like trying to be quiet, like fuck.
We were in the transient tent.
No,
that
wasn't
we were still in the
room.
Remember when I beat the shit out of that calculator watch with a golf club?
Yeah.
It wouldn't.
The alarm
turn
wouldn't
off.
shut up.
I came over. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Fuck off!" I also was missing when I was hitting. It was like a wristwatch.
5 a.m. Just wham, wham, wham.
Yeah, it's like came in, then came in, then fucking like it's like a bunch of like is someone is everything okay? Like yeah, James just couldn't shut the alarm off. Oh,
we had some serious anger issues.
Deployment. I've never read Moby Dick, but I got a feeling deployment and Moby Dick are just pretty similar. Like, back to the COVID arguments. I think tomorrow what I'm gonna say is I'm just gonna stream a conscience and be like, I am declining to speak, because I just think that like what you're doing is really fucked up. That I have to like talk to you about this shit because I just think it's just a fucked up situation, and so I'm just declining to speak. Like I don't have anything to say to you. I just don't even want to talk to you about this shit because I just think it's so fucked up. I'm just gonna
just keep going until he stops you.
Can you not take those glasses off tomorrow? Just wear them.
Yeah,
I don't want to try. I mean,
wear them the whole drill. No
after
tell them
you're gonna have to censor so many last names.
Yeah.
But after it was driving up from South Dakota, and after his fucking situation, like I'm like, I'm not doing a fucking thing for you. We're not counting the fucking M4s or the nods or whatever, and it's nothing against you, but fuck this place.
If I was him, I wouldn't even show up. I mean,
Well, he is not.
Okay.
Because I'm sure he has plenty of money for his life, but I'm not fucking blowing money on that. I'm sure he wouldn't, it's like...
Yeah. It's supposed to be provided.
Yeah, it's supposed to be if you want a fucking soldier to show up and you want him to drive that far and shit, as is the agreement, his orders are for our unit and everything, then that's on you. You fucking provide the hotel room. And you sort out your bullshit about a fucking vaccine that'll poison him later, But yeah, that's my fucking cross I'm gonna die on, and I probably won't be a soldier much longer. That's fine.
That's fine.
There's other ways to be a patriot.
Oh, we can start saying a lot more shit.
I think Reed Hendricks said that, but Oh, S2 Underground said that.
Mm.
I actually became a Patreon of that guy.
Yeah.
That dude's good shit. Really good shit.
I like just about everything he talks about.
Yeah.
And the way he talks about it, too.
I can't afford half of these Patreons.
It's just $5. I only do 2.
Oh, that's not bad.
I do the submarine guy.
Some of the
and-
motherfuckers are like fucking $50 a month.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
I fucked up with
Well,
Bosnia.
with Patreon, you can give as much as you
Yeah, I know.
or
But
as
there's
little
like
as you want.
like for half the ones that I used to listen to, it'd be like, here's the minimum amount for this information.
I fucked up with
Oh,
Bosnian
like that.
Bill, the lockpick guy. I was giving him $1 a video. He does like 2 videos a day. It's a $60 a month. You know?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm sorry, man, but that's too much. I don't.
And do you
Yeah.
almost like if you're doing the were you doing the one through the chat, like
No.
the super chat?
Oh no, not
Oh,
not YouTube at all. It was just
Oh,
Patreon.
gotcha. The super chat thing is like you might as well not give a buck because they get like 20 cents off the deal.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't understand.
You gotta give more.
And on Tim Pool, people fucking do that just to.
I've seen some fucking wild ones like $500.
Yeah.
Fucking shit flying around there. I think there was $1,000 one night
Yeah.
to read a question and he couldn't even read it because it was so fucking
Well,
crazy.
And so, like, I used to give him. I think I gave him $5 or $10 a month back before he was on the whatever he's on now, and I actually stopped like because he was like. I don't know what it was. It was something he showed a video though, and it's like obviously he's funded well enough where if you're not going to market your thing like a conventional way, then it's just free. You know, it's like I know he's still YouTube monetized. He has this fucking real business thing, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but your free content's free to me, and you're shooting a Barrett at 20 feet, which we've done because the range was,
Yeah.
you know, but that it's
Yeah.
That's
One
not what
thing-
Barretts are for. You know?
Last night I subscribed to RMAX.
What's that?
It is there's a Sea and Arsenal video that came out 2 days ago or something. But it's like a peer review kind of like journal with articles in it, put on through the Cody Firearms Museum.
Oh,
So it's like historical known stuff.
well, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 issues a year for $100 or something.
Man, we should go down there again. We should road trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to go there so bad. I haven't been yet.
I mean, we were there before they remodeled.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah, they
Yeah,
redid
the
it.
whole
redid
thing.
the whole thing.
The whole thing is completely different.
It's so funny because you walk in, it's a whole museum. There's like a history and a natural history and I don't know what else, but
because there's like 5 museums in that one complex,
Yeah.
isn't it?
But it's so funny though. You walk in and it's like you're dressed like a gun guy. You know, you walk in and this lady looked at Reed and I. She's like, that way. You know? Like, oh, thanks. You know, it's like there's
Well, I
there's
mean, we were on our way back from the applied ballistics seminar.
yeah.
You can still smell the dip in gunpowder.
Yeah. Actually, Reed and I were the youngest guys there, with one exception, by like 20 years.
The two probably Delta guys.
Yeah, we
were,
like to
the
think.
next youngest ones.
I was really polite, but I walked up to this guy and I was like, "Can I ask what you do?" I'm like, well, why? And I'm like, "Cause you're not 80 and you're in shape and you're here." He's like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "Well, what do you guys do?" I'm like, "Wow, we fucking engineers in the reserves, you know?" Like, "Oh, okay," you know. And we were talking a little, and I said something that was probably wrong, but it's not my fault. The whole unit thought this was going on, but we got training by special guys one time. Like the Army had some thing where normal infantry guys get educated.
So he knew you were infantry.
Yeah, I think I told him that. Anyway, I said the truth. I was like, I was infantry for like 4 years in the 82nd, and then I left, and now I'm a reservist, which is actually way nicer. Anyway, though, we were just talking randomly, and somehow it came up. I was like, well, we used to have like guys teach us at the range that were like XSF and stuff, and they were called Tiger Swan. And I was like, and they said that it was like a Task Force Orange thing, tying it back to our joke name. Anyway, though, and then he started asking me all these questions. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like the right thing at all. And I was like, I don't know who it was. And he was like, well, that makes sense. I wouldn't tell you who they were. But I was like, okay, so you know some shit.
Yeah.
So what are you, like, again, politely, are you somebody, like, really cool? You seem like a guy with the helmet without the shitty ear things on it. You know? Anyhow, yeah, there was like 2 or 3 of them. Reed and I, and there's like a big
your nods go to the side and up.
Yeah, you got all of it. Like I'm over here with 2 eyes in one hole. But and there's like a big chubby Fred Durst guy that already knew everything and wanted to tell us that. And he sat with us because we were like his age, and we're like, no, this it's like Emil Preslyak was sitting right behind us.
I did enjoy sitting in the back, like just turn around and talk to him at a break.
We had
that was really nice.
Army marksmanship and Ranger and whatever else that guy's done. He's a firearms celebrity, which I didn't even know at the time. I'd never heard of him. But anyway, though, we asked him all kinds of shit. And I turned around and I asked him like a really basic question that everybody I think does on their own, but I wanted to make sure it was the right way. And I'm like, do you dial for elevation but hold for windage? And the Fred Durst guy's like, oh, no. And Emil Presley was like, yeah, mostly. And I'm like, thank you, expert. Shut up.
Shut up, Dick.
And that dude was really into MOA scopes because quarter MOA is slightly less than 10th mil.
Yeah.
So you need that precision. You need that little bit. You know, it's not the 80% of you that's a bad shot. It's that 10th difference.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But yeah, that guy was a pain in the ass.
Like even after that, like guys that my dad's buddies with are like in awe that we've met Brian Litz at all.
Oh.
Well, we were there for 2 days.
It's like, you can too. Just pay the money and go to the thing.
Go to the class.
I really liked
all
it.
the books. They're all signed. You can have beers with him in the lobby afterwards and ask him, pick his brain.
Like, we certainly aren't, like, cohesive veterans of training like all these schools, you know, where these guys on YouTube that go to every fucking cool school. They know, is it Clint Smith from Thunder Ranch?
Sure.
Like, yeah, they've been there. They've met Travis Haley, you know, that tall guy that's all down with all the Q stuff. He goes to every school, you know. Kit Badger guy. You know, and that's not us. But
I would like to go to a Pat Mack class.
Yeah,
because some of them are.
Yeah, that
occasionally they're pretty close to us, like one state away.
I also really like Pat Mack out of the whole crowd.
Yeah,
I'd rather just
like him as a human.
He seems so cool. I love the basic dude stuff videos. I still want to make basic Pogue stuff. You know, it's like Pat Mack. We got to do that sometime because I want to. You know, like there's one where he repels into frame and he picks up the slack line on it and he just like he's like bow line and he's like clove hitch. You know, he's just going off. And I want to be like rappel down the same and like fall and then climb up. And I want to be like granny nut, granny nut, granny nut, granny nut. That's like basic Pogue stuff. Like, just all these like canopy half on the truck. Basic Pogue stuff. We got to make those before we kick the fuck out.
I still have a uniform.
Show up.
You should show up. Nobody would tell you not to. They'd just be like, you know, we can't pay you. Actually, we can't pay most of them.
You guys are getting paid?
It's sad, too. We have a great platoon. Like, we have good fucking...
Finally.
Good people. Like
after 12 years for me, 15 years for you?
Everybody's got a lot of heart. Nobody's a dick that just... I feel like we've always... Maybe we're the dicks. I hope that's not what's going on.
Well, everybody
please
appreciates us, I think. I don't think it's us.
I mean, I just worry that you'd never know. Like...
We're not mean to anybody.
I mean,
we just prank and pick fun, but I hope they take it lightly.
I think
it's not even so much of that anymore.
Because they prank back too. It's not one-sided. I just hope I'm not.
No.
I don't think I am either. I think I'm right. But anyway, I think we got a good thing going.
One thing I noticed was it was really weird after like we went to that unit. Like I knew most of those people before. Because we shared the drill hall or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When we came back after deployment and I was a sergeant, like trying to pull pranks with people I don't know who I guess aren't the same rank as me, but I think of them as other people.
Yeah.
It's really tough to like get someone to have fun with you.
When they're calling you sergeant.
Yeah.
Also, being a det, there's no one to pick on.
Like
you're all one family. When like being a company, you're like, let's go fuck with third platoon. No, we were third, weren't we?
Yeah.
Let's go fuck with first platoon. You know.
Let's go bullshit with maintenance. We don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And then you always got like that other kid from the 82nd that showed up. That like apparently everybody thought he was lazy, and then you get like gripes where it's like. I don't remember his name, even if we have to censor, I don't remember his name, but like would be like, oh, you know, blah blah blah. He didn't even drive the bus today. Like, so go tell him he has to drive it. Well, you have to tell him. Like, just go work it out. I'm not in charge of you.
Mm-hmm.
E5s are like E3s here, so leave me alone.
There's more E5s.
I believe
than
at that
E4s.
time I was in charge of him, and we were the same rank.
Sounds right.
That company was a sea of E5s. There was not a 4 to.
Yeah.
I was like, I was in the right spot because I didn't want to do shit as an E4, and there was like none of us around, and all the E5s had to do work.
Well,
you know,
and like, I mean, besides the pay,
like we had at the end of the deployment, we had as many E5s as E4s in our squad.
Well, there's like poor kids that like caught up at the end of the deployment. They're like the only E3 in the company.
Yeah,
because shit's so lopsided. Yeah, but I don't know. That's the trade-off. It's like you go to the reserves and nobody has any. Well, I mean, they have skills. They're like construction and stuff is spot on, but
bow staff skills.
Nobody has computer hacking or lockpicking skills. But I mean, you trade that off. Cause you like
but you had that collapsible
bolt cutters.
Bolt cutters.
Yeah,
you have lockpicking skills.
Yeah.
Well, like, God, there's so many names. I got use that. I should have just given it to him. I think I used it once the whole deployment. He used that every day.
Yeah.
He was like, he was stuck in the bomb yard. Just had nothing but locks in his way.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I think we needed it at one time.
Yeah.
Also, what's his name? That one lieutenant that became the XO. He was our PL, and they took him away. But he had the best idea where he's like, just use the forks on the skid steer. And you're like, and just bust the lock straight up. We usually break the connects too, but whatever,
Well, you just want to over 2 hours.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so. Somebody complained that 2 hours is too long, and I was like, well, I mean, if you're watching us talk,
Somebody complained.
I mean, most
it's
people
not
don't
really
watch.
A show for people that
Has there been any comments from people we don't know?
mostly negative.
we can look after this.
I don't want to. I can't
care.
handle any criticism at all.
I don't really check those.
I'm so glad the dislike button went away because I just can't shoulder that criticism. Yeah.
That's all right. If you dislike this video, just put it in the comment.
Yeah.
Just type disliked, and then everyone can like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we should have. I mean, and not we should have. I don't give a shit, but I do self-identify as a complete idiot that fucks everything up. So whenever I comment on anything, it's probably at least 60% wrong.
Yeah.
I was thinking about our single action army commentary,
Mhm.
and I talked for like 4 minutes about how like I didn't know how to put the hammer up after I pulled the trigger. I'm like, this guy's telling you what Alec Baldwin did wrong, which he did do a lot of fucking shit wrong. But it's like
I was like kicking.
I own a single action army because cowboys are cool. I fired it because 45 long Colt is a fucking expensive bullet if you don't reload.
I was just pissed at myself that while editing, I was like punching myself in the gut as like I watch Reed go get a whiteboard, and then tries to explain something on it, and then I just completely railroad it, and he's just like,
hey, that's in our nature.
Yeah, that's just how this shit goes.
One of our dry runs that we never aired has like the best fucking thing. We're talking about the stupid ridges on the AUG, which I still don't know what those are for really. But we're talking about it, and Reed just stares at the camera, stares straight at the camera, and just looks disappointed as fuck. And it goes on for like 6 minutes, And like you and me are like, yeah, and I'm like saying all this shit, and I don't know why I was saying it. I thought I was telling the truth, or I thought I was accurate. I was like, I think there may be threads for a grenade launcher. I don't know what the fuck they are. I still don't know. But that's in our nature, so I think it's just fine to. There's no point in changing because we can't.
Yeah. Well,
It's a powerful lathe that someone need to turn a barrel real quick.
Oh, I got some good news though. Our guest on the next episode is going to be Mike Glover from Fieldcraft Survival.
Sweet.
So, pretty fucking sweet. Looking forward to that.
Interesting.
Good shit. So
yeah.
Tune in next month or whatever.
Whenever it pops up.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye. I love you. Help, I'm stepping into the twilight zone. Places a madhouse feels like being cloned. My beacon's been moved under moon and star. Where am I to go now that I've gone too far? Hell, I'm stepping into the twilight zone. Places a madhouse, feels like being cloned. My beacon's been moved under moon and star. Where am I to go now that I've gone too far? Oh no! When the bullet hits the bone. I am like, gotta piss every 10 minutes lately.
All right.
I haven't done much nicotine lately, and like if you just got back into it, it seems like you piss a lot.
I shit a lot when I get up in the morning, I have a cup of coffee, and then I throw one of these in. It's like right to the bathroom.